GB, how's it going? Hello, illusionary. Hello, hello. Trying to get set up here. Fighting for my life out here. Kendrick, how's it going? Played some Ace Combat 7 today. Nice, nice. I'm trying to wake up. I just took a nap. Oh, I just woke up from a nap. How's everyone's day? It's a nap, you don't sleep much. I definitely needed a nap. I got like a few hours last night, but then from getting up early and everything, and then I was lucky enough to be there all day today. So really busy at work. I should try Ace I don't even know what that is. Is it on Steam? I can go look at it. Jury duty? Bro, I got picked. I got picked. I got to sit through a trial. I got picked. That was a long fucking day. I don't feel like I slept that good either, because I knew I had to get up early, so then I was like, I feel like I didn't sleep that great. You know, like when you have when you're kind of like anticipating that you have to get up early, but it's not like part of your norm, so you end up waking up more, so, or you don't like sleep as good. You did jury duty 2 months ago. I didn't even get a chance to, though. That's the thing, is like they didn't even ask me stuff like that. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Although, like, the case that I sat on was absolute waste. It was a waste. They usually ask questions. They ask okay, so like they asked questions, but like they didn't ask it to people. Like it was like everybody like if you wanted to say something, like you would raise your hand and like put your 2 cents in. And so like I just didn't really say anything. Like they called on me a couple times, but like what they asked me was like I don't even I don't know if my answer would have mattered as far as like them changing their minds. Was I fair and impartial? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it was honestly like what I sat it on. I was like, this is a waste of people's taxpayer. Like, this is a waste of tax money and everybody's time. Oh, this is a flying game? No, thank you. This looks cool, though. I don't do that. I don't really like flying or driving games. And it's $60. It's a waste of gas just to do jury duty. Yeah, but I mean, I would say like in this particular case, it was a waste of tax dollars. Cause it was like the city against this guy, and like it was, I don't know, I kind of feel like it should have been something maybe like in civil court of like she should have like wasted her own money if she wanted to go do like deal with like have this go like be a thing. I was unimpressed. Let's just say I was not a. I ain't about that. Hey, Hardian, hello, hello. Well, I was there for the whole kit and caboodle. So like, they had a thing where like so like you didn't know until like that morning, I guess, and then so we watched the orientation video or whatever, and then I want to say like 15 people got called to leave right then and there. And then everybody got divided up into like different courtrooms because like from there, like I went straight to the courtroom. A nice model, thank you. Hanging in there. That's good, illusionary. I'm sorry you gotta go through all that stuff. But yeah, I was there for the whole thing. It was the whole thing. Yay. So yeah, I was expecting to like I was hoping that I could have just went home afterwards, but they picked me. It's on the docket today. We got a little bit of everything. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But yeah. Ugh. Got paid for how long you were there. That's like if you have a job though. I don't think Twitch is gonna pay me. I don't think I can claim Twitch as anything to get paid for. I mean, that I don't really care about that though. I mean, that's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, I definitely didn't think I was gonna get picked though. I was unimpressed. What you doing? Baby, you must think that I've been clueless. Darling, don't know who you think you're fooling. It ain't me though. You do this. Call me up and ask me at the blue. You can give them the right answers. I don't even like whatever they asked me or like whatever the general question was on it. Like I didn't even say anything like that I feel like would have warranted me to be picked. But it did. But it did. All the chaos. But yeah, so then like it was like we did all that, and then like through like the beginning part of it, then we took like an hour for lunch. So I went and got lunch. There's like a cafeteria, like a little mini cafeteria, food court, I don't know, thing that was like in the city hall. So I could like they just had like a walking path. So I just walked over there, got some food. Eldar, how's it going? Then I ate, and then I was talking to Tox on the phone for a little while, and then like I mean, it wasn't, I don't know, like I don't know if you could say it was like cafeteria, I don't know, because like they had person like cooking orders, and you get like burgers or sandwiches. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not gonna do my diet today because I'm not paying $13 for a salad. So I got like a chicken sandwich that was a lot cheaper. So I got a chicken sandwich and french fries, but I ate like half of it though, and then it's like, I don't know, because like by the time I got my food and everything, I only had like another like 30 minutes or so. So I was like, I don't really want to like wolf down my food, so I just like I ate like half of it, and then I just threw the rest out, and then I started walking back because I was like, it'll just hold me over till I get home. Yes, $13 for a salad, and I didn't have any like, it didn't have anything else on it. Like it it didn't have like a protein or anything on it. So, I was like, I'm just gonna get like a sandwich or whatever. So I got a sandwich that had like cheese and bacon on it and stuff, and some French, and it came with French fries, and that was like $7. So I was like, well, that's like, I was like, at least I'll like have like some chicken or something. You know what I mean? Like that's better than like just a Caesar salad with no chicken, because like the other salads they had up there like were more, and I was like, I'm not like I'm not gonna pay like almost $20 for like for a different salad. So I got that, got a sandwich and everything, and then like, and then when we got back, then we had to sit through the rest, like some of the other stuff, and then we had to sit in the jury room for a while. But yeah, I think I got out of there like around 3 maybe. I think it was like three or 4, somewhere around there. I don't even know. So then we got home and we just like ordered some food, and then I took a nap because I was like exhausted. But I was like, it's like, I think that's enough socialization for a while. I think I'm good for a while. I don't think I need to talk to anybody else again for a while in public. Like I'm good. Social battery is a 0. Show order cook? What would not good enough to talk to? No, I mean like physically, like around people. Streaming, I don't, streaming's different. Like I like sitting in my home and like streaming. I don't like going out in public and then having to like associate with people. That's exhausting. Oh, the case is finished. Yeah, it's done. So it's done. Yeah, they were like, you can talk about it with your family members, whoever you want. You could have stayed and talked with the lawyers about it too. And I was like, oh, well, I'm good. Good. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, it, like, in all honesty, like, it wasn't that bad, but it was definitely, it was definitely something that I wouldn't have been like, yeah, this makes sense to be in court. It's like, this is kind of a waste of time. But the people that I was on the jury with, everybody was really nice. They were cool. They were nice. They thought I was in my 20s, so they were nice. I was like, it's like y'all are good people. They were like, because it was like there's only 2 other men that were on the jury, and then they were like, yeah, like, you know, like you 3 are like younger, you know, and the 2 men were like in their 20s, and so I was like, what do you mean? Because I think there's 2 women that were like in their 40s, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not in the same age range even as these 2 young men. Like, but thank you. But thanks. Right, the disguise worked. I'm not. I'm definitely not hating on it though. Like, it was kind of funny. But yeah, it's just like, oh man. What are the odds my first time having to go do this, and I gotta do the whole shebang? Bro. Like, bruh. Come on now. Why you do me like this? Alright. That'd be crazy. Yeah. I honestly didn't think I was gonna be a pick, but there I was. Meh, meh. Alright, this is TikTok Slur thinks she can cry her way out of an arrest. Get contempt and serve your time. I mean, you know, like, in all honesty, like, it was just one day. It really wasn't that bad. Like, it was, like, was it kind of like an unnecessary trial? I would say so, but that's also not for me to decide, right? So, the people there were super nice, and I don't know if you could ask for anything more than that, right? Like you got decent people that at least were like on your jury that, you know, nobody was like an asshole or anything like that. So I guess that was like a plus, you know, because it didn't seem like it was all too bad, or as far as like that side of it goes. All right, let's get started. Let's go.
Arrest for DV, for domestic violence.
There's like domestic violence, like somebody is screaming, like, get off me. There is like a woman screaming. It sounds like she's trying to get out.
Okay. Just go ahead and just focus on breathing for me.
I don't know who this TikTok person is.
Stop. Hey, what's going on? Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
She's hammered.
Josie.
I'm sober.
This was the scene discovered by police officers in Harriman, Utah on February 17, 2023, when they were summoned to the home of the uncharacteristically disheveled Mormon TikTok personality, Taylor Frankie Paul.
Mormon TikTok personality.
The uncharacteristically
That's a
disheveled
thing?
Mormon TikTok personality, Taylor
That's a thing. Taylor Frankie Paul. I don't know who this is. No idea.
Frankie Paul.
That doesn't even look like the same lady though.
Responding to a call concerning alleged domestic violence, they likely had preconceived notions about what they would encounter upon arrival. However, it's likely that any assumptions were quickly thrown out the window as the bizarre scene played out before them.
Contact the front door.
Some of the recorded video footage of the incident has been redacted for privacy purposes, though the audio allows us to hear how the situation unfolded. It should be noted that none of the allegations stated throughout the following footage have been proven to be true.
Stop. Hey, what's going on? Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
She's hammered.
Josie.
I'm sober.
But Joseph,
How
I'm sober.
about we separate for now? You need to just calm down.
You don't have me.
Hey, stop.
Stop.
Stop. We're not doing this.
Okay, but he threw me out in the garage.
Because she is attacking the crap out of
You
me.
threw me in the garage.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
You can just
Okay,
go that way.
okay.
Okay. I just want to talk to you.
Okay.
Over here. I don't need people
Okay, you're
throwing
good.
hands at people.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you
Please don't let me
separately.
take any of my stuff. Please watch.
28-year-old Taylor and her boyfriend, 30-year-old Dakota Mortensen, had allegedly been fighting for hours at this point. Police separated them to ensure their safety, and to try to get an idea of what was going on, they took Taylor to the front porch.
Okay, go ahead.
So Taylor, right?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Paul.
Have you had a little bit too much to drink tonight? I can smell the alcohol pretty strong.
Sure, but not anything crazy. I went out on a girls' night and I came home. Safe driving.
She went out and came home like this? I don't think you were doing some safe driving, but okay.
Okay.
He pushed me in the garage and it's fine. I don't give a. I just want to move on. I don't give a fuck about him. I just want to move on.
She's like wasted. She's white girl wasted. It's generally our fun night. Well, I mean, like, that's what's more concerning is she went for girls' night, and if that's is that she left girls' night and then said safe driving, yeah, like, no, I don't think that's what happened.
I don't care. I pushed him. I hit him. He pushed me. I don't want to think about it.
While conversing with
Like her whole story like doesn't make sense. It's just like random sentences getting thrown out.
police, Taylor reveals that her 2 children have been in the house for the duration of the fight.
I can
Oof.
call the dad to come get the kids. You want that? I can
I'm-
just go and do whatever, and I can do anymore.
That's not exactly what police want to hear a mother say. They ask Taylor not to make any phone calls until they understand the situation, but agree that she might need to arrange childcare, depending on how the investigation goes.
Oh my God. What do you need from me?
So I just need you to tell me what happened tonight. So you went out on a girls' night. You said that, right?
Yeah, he came and picked me up from girls' night,
And then what happened?
and he was me out the whole way.
About what?
I guess having fun with the girls, and he was going to a concert, but he was like, "We're not going to a concert now." And he came home, and then we were fighting, and I was going at him, I guess hitting him, and then he pushed me into the kids' stuff, and then I went ballistic because he pushed me so hard, and then I fought back.
Wait, so is she admitting that she was hitting him? Then he pushed her, probably to push her away. I'm guessing because she's drunk, she probably like fell over, right? And then that like made her super pissed. Is that what I'm gathering here? How's it going, Gus? How you feeling? Hopefully everything's better.
And
Good
then
to
I
see
went
ya.
ballistic because he pushed me so hard, and then I fought back, and then we were just fighting, and I just want him out.
Back inside the house, Taylor's boyfriend Dakota has a different perspective to share.
Do you live here?
No, I just came to pick her up at a party. She hammered, and she has been bawling her eyes out. She's been through a lot, so she's just going through a lot of pain right now.
So what's she freaking out about right now?
Well, she just got a divorce. They just separated with the 2 kids, so I think it's been really hard on her.
The kids are over there with him, probably.
Well, they're here right now.
Oh, there's kids here.
Yes,
Okay.
but I think she broke my door. Like, I'm like
truck.
I'm like trying to just get out of here. Like, especially because I know.
So agitated to the idea of leaving.
Wait, so this is her boyfriend and she's just getting divorced now? So that's oof, okay. I'm doing good.
I mean, because I think she knows that she messed up. It's sad because she's like really famous, so it's just like scary.
Dakota is referring to Taylor's career on TikTok, where she currently has 4 million followers.
How long has she been going like that?
Like maybe hour hour and a half now, and I just want you to know, I don't know, she is crazy right now, so I have no idea what she's going to be saying, but I just want to make sure, I do not lay a hand on her. All I did was try to shove her out of my way, just so I could leave.
So she said you were her out in the car.
Yeah.
So just elaborate on that. What happened?
For this reason right here. She's not doing okay in life. She's struggling right now. She's going through a lot. Alcohol is something that we kind of both. I'm a recovering addict, so it's something that we've communicated as a couple to try to stay away from those things, right?
With Dakota
Yeah, I know, really. I feel like his story doesn't sound any better. I feel like I mean, hers you have to almost decode because she's so drunk. But his is I don't feel like his story is a whole lot better. So I don't know. I didn't touch her, but I shoved her. Yeah.
his testimony, this series of events starts to make more sense. However, he doesn't get to finish telling his side of the story because Taylor interrupts.
What's the issue? I'm outside my own house.
I think the reason that you're just out here is just because the cold air helps you kind of calm down a little
It
bit.
doesn't. I'm running.
I just seem like all these weird noises though too. Okay.
Here is just because the cold air.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can form proper sentences, but that doesn't really mean anything if you sound sus.
helps
That's
you
not
kinda
good
calm down
either.
a little
It
bit.
doesn't. I'm running. I'm running. I'm sorry. So
You're hurting physically? Like, do you need to
No,
be checked out?
emotionally, what is?
Okay.
I can't care why I'm outside my house. and he's
Burning.
inside. Bring him out here and me inside. This is my house.
Right. And we can do that here in a minute. We were just hoping that a little bit of breathing cold air would be nice. Hey,
Whoa,
Helen.
Though a search warrant is generally required in order for law enforcement to enter a home, there are exceptions to this rule. In this situation, a 911 call was placed, which developed probable cause to establish a domestic violence crime was in progress or was already committed. In addition, because children are inside the home, there's a need to secure and protect them from harm or call for medical assistance if needed.
You're outside. I'm inside. This is my
Hey.
house. Get out. No, Taylor. Okay.
Hey,
Get
Taylor,
out of my house,
when
Dakota.
I told you how this was going down, okay, we're trying to be kind right now and just find out what's going on. But if you stop listening to the things we're saying,
Okay, you're good. You're
then,
good.
then
You're good. No worries. You're.
Bam, you're not even listening. I mean, I know. Everybody has drunk deafness or something, but still, I would say I think you better listen.
the things we're saying,
Okay, you're good. You're
then,
good. You're good. No worries. You're being nice. I get it. You're good. I get it.
So when I say
He's pushed me in my garage. The man in my garage to my.
Or the alcohol these people take or not what they who does. Yeah, right. I mean, I honestly can't imagine being drunk enough that this happens. But I mean, I guess some people go a little overboard and get a little kooky, but it just seems weird when they're sober. I would too. I would like to know how many people get humbled, and I would love to know how many people would double down, they would be well, see, look how they made me act crazy. It's totally their fault. I feel like there would be a lot of those though too. Yeah, and it would be interesting to see some people have to watch their drunken nights where they get arrested.
Yeah, I get it.
So when I say
He's pushed me in my garage. The man in my garage to my kids' stuff.
your children are here and you need to stop yelling and you need to take your volume down considerably.
You're good. Understandable.
You're
Right.
good.
If an officer feels their ability to carry out an investigation is being impeded, they may ask a suspect or witness who is particularly agitated, like Taylor seems to be,
Bro, what the fuck is this? You're doing a song request? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
to speak slowly or quietly, provided the officer's use of force is reasonable.
And so when I asked you not to make a phone call right now and you're doing it,
Is what? Illegal?
You don't know how to do it? It's because we don't fucking have it in here. That's why. Did you ever think about that?
Contrary to what some may assume, officers can forbid those under investigation from making phone calls for a variety of reasons, including safety-related concerns. For example, a suspect with access.
But yeah, okay, so like there's a difference between like being drunk and having fun and doing something funny, and then there's like this behavior, right? Like it's like very different.
Reasons, including safety-related concerns. For example, a suspect with access to a phone could potentially enlist others to engage in an altercation on scene, possibly putting law enforcement in danger. In addition, individuals being detained likely don't have a constitutional right to a phone call. Of course, upon arrest and booking, a phone call is usually afforded to a suspect, as there may be needs to acquire an attorney or post bail.
No, but what I'm saying is you're
Dad?
being problematic.
Please come to my house.
Sorry for interrupting. You're fine. You're fine. You didn't bother anybody. Although you are extremely rude, but you're good.
They go to push me in my garage, and the police are saying that I can't talk about it.
No, that's not what we're saying at all.
Oh, what are you saying? What are you saying? Just curious.
I'm saying for you to take deep breaths because you're very intoxicated and you're screaming
Sure.
in the street.
But he was
And you're
pushing
refusing to calm down, and you're being very loud while your children are trying to
sleep
relax.
upstairs with the white noise.
What about that one right there, sitting on the couch?
What's up? Extremely intoxicated. I'm like a 2 out of 10. Please, enlighten me on that. By the way, test me if you want with your breathalyzer on my house. Please, but I got a safe driver. By the way, please enlighten me.
Interested in doing that.
Why not?
What I'm asking you
That he pushed me in my garage?
Simply calm down.
That he pushed me in my garage?
We are interested in that.
Enlighten me on that, by the way, officer.
If you'll let me talk, I would like to.
Go for it.
Officer Rugebrecht is the primary
Name is
officer.
pronounced as
My
Nate.
job is to
How's it
help
going,
you calm
Nate?
down
I'm
because you're extremely agitated.
extremely calm, by the way.
Now you are, because we're working with you, whereas before you
Because I
were
just
curled
got
up
hydrated.
in the fetal position on the ground. So
Just because I got hydrated. Oh my god. There's one thing that drunk people should learn how to do is maybe learn how to stop talking and listen. But that was a nice message you gave me.
because you're extremely agitated.
I'm extremely calm, by the way.
Now you are, because we're working with you, whereas before you
Because I
were
just
curled
got
up
hydrated.
in the fetal position on the ground.
Guys, her attitude got fixed because she got hydrated.
Because I was hurting emotionally.
Continue to calm
With my
down.
dad about to get here, by the way. So he can witness this.
That's fine. We just need to have everybody just stop running around.
Okay, go for it,
Everybody stop
officer.
being problematic.
That has no empathy for me, by the way, with a man pushing me in the garage.
I absolutely do have empathy with you.
What
But I'm
empathy?
Why does she keep saying that too? Like with the man that pushed me in the garage. Like you don't know who he is. I mean, at this point, you might as well just say he's an intruder. You keep saying it that way. I always find it odd when chatters come in swinging with blindness. I waited a month or two after just watching YouTube. It's primarily then I felt comfortable enough to hang out here and talk with others. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's cool if you like. I mean, I get that there's people that like aren't shy to come in and talk, but at least like come in and talk. But like, bro came in trying to do a fucking song request out of like nowhere. Like that's like out of like some like left field shit, you know? And then it was like, I don't know how to do it. And I was like, don't know how to do what? Bro, like it's not even in here. Like this is like this yes, this looks like we're doing song request for one. And for two, it's just like the I don't know. The boldness, yeah.
Has no empathy for me, by
It's hard for drunk people to do. They know. Yeah. Yes. It's I think there's like a drunk deafness that occurs. I think if you drink too much, you just become deaf and you can't understand anything and you can't hear anything, because clearly talking to the officer, it's like he's talking to a brick wall.
the way, with a man pushing me in the garage.
I absolutely do have empathy with you.
What
But
empathy
I'm
do you have?
I'm allowing.
He just pushed me to the garage.
Outside, police are having more luck with Dakota, who's able to calmly finish telling his side of the story. He shares that he managed to record some of the alleged violence on his phone. However, that footage has not been made public.
She was going off about her phone, and then she chucked her phone at me. And then, oh no, she threw it on the ground. Boom. And then, trying to think, damn, everything happened so fast. She was launching those metal chairs.
Just gonna see what's going. Yeah, right. Yeah, like sometimes you just gotta like, oh, like we're watching music videos, and then maybe you can ask too, you know, or I don't know, like there might be a thing where like if I had a command for it, you could do it like that, you know. But I would imagine you'd probably know if you hung out in here, right? But like if you're watching something totally different and then just and like that's what you lead with. Like there's no hi, how you doing, like anything like that. You know, like that's what you're leading in with. Uh we don't have any manners left in this world.
Damn, everything happened so fast. She was launching those metal chairs at me. Left and right. I mean, put holes in the wall. I was actually a little bit scared for my life there because they're heavy. And her daughter's right there on the couch. So I'm freaking out about that. One of the chairs did hit her a little bit. And then I was trying to help her, and she was still going
Manners
after me.
spammers,
The
is there free
revelation that one
popcorn?
of the children was allegedly struck.
Yes. Yes. I think I can manage free popcorn.
Her, and she was still going after me.
How's it
The
going, Big Head
revelation that
Biggie?
one of the children was allegedly struck with a heavy metal chair is alarming, and it's unclear why it wasn't mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I was reviewing some cell phone footage and then found out after that got hit in the head with a metal chair.
Oh.
She looks fine.
So, okay.
According to the officer's official report, the cell phone footage he just referenced convinced him that the assault charge against Taylor called for an enhancement to aggravated assault. Apparently, Taylor proceeded to throw 2 metal chairs at Dakota, causing injury to his arm and hand. She then swung a 3rd chair at Dakota in a baseball-style motion that
Oh my
ricocheted off
God.
of him and seems to have also hit Taylor's child, who could be heard crying as a result. Thankfully,
Oh, okay. So crazy lady over here. Drunko crazy. I guess thinks she's in the WWE. Transitioning jobs, you can actually stay up past 9 p.m. for now. Oh, nice. Well, welcome to the dark side.
disaster was averted and the child exhibited no signs of injury. Dakota goes to wait in his truck while the officers confront Taylor one last time.
I talked to Dakota. Tell me what happened with the little wooden thing in the garage in his truck. Like, what happened outside at the truck?
All I know is that I was so scared that I peed my pants.
What? What is... What? This is the second one that has peed their pants. She peed her pants, apparently. Like, okay, so we got drunk pee pants. Tell him the story.
At the truck.
All I know is that I was so scared that I peed my pants.
Right, always with the pee. Like, what is it? Like, what is it with that?
Me into it. I reacted. Sure, I threw it at him.
What about all the metal chairs here and like the?
I threw them at him. Yeah, I was scared.
Why?
I was scared.
About what?
Him.
She got some crazy eyes going though. She got crazy eyes. This lady's crazy. Drunk or not, ma'am. Sometimes you gotta, be held accountable for things. Oh my God. This must be a gold mine for a certain community. You would think so. How to see, yeah. It's downhill once you break the seal. Oh my God. I cannot. She's throwing chairs. She hit her kid and her boyfriend, and she peed her pants. Because she was scared. Okay. No.
Like, what were you, like? I'm just trying to get.
He's fighting back. I peed my pants because I was so scared of him in my garage. He pushed me into the wooden thing, so I reacted. I threw the wooden thing at him, and when he came in, I threw everything else at him. I was scared.
How did everything start?
We were in the car and we were bickering. He was mad that I went to a girls' night. He picked me up from the girls' night. We were fighting from the girls' night to my house.
Okay, and then what happened when you guys pulled up?
We were still fighting, and then I got out, and he threw me into the wooden thing, which is why I reacted to that. And I went ballistic when he pushed me into the wooden thing. And I was like, I guess, fighting back with him. I didn't realize I peed myself.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I peed myself. What? Like, what? We don't have to keep talking about this. We don't have to keep talking about the pee pants. We just don't. More people shouldn't be making babies. Yeah. Well, I don't think that's the other parent though. I think that's the boyfriend. I think they're because he said she's going through that because she's going through a divorce. So I don't even think that's the dad. Which I guess we don't know anything about the dad. Happy pre-birthday, Mel.
My mom.
Your mom? Okay.
Police were ultimately unable to confirm if Taylor had, in fact, lost control of her bladder. However, they stated that if she did, it could have been a result of intoxication.
Is that not the right story, I guess, is what he said?
Well, the hard part is that, like, I'm getting two different stories.
Okay.
As far as tonight's concerned, based on what I've seen and what's taken place, at this time you're going to be placed under arrest.
You going to jail because you can't just start hitting people. Look at that shocked face. Oh my God. I peed my pants and you don't feel bad for me. Why am I going to jail? Girls' night is a wild event with her. It very well could be. I mean, at least the boyfriend went and picked her up though. So at least she wasn't actually driving. Because not because he's the dad, which if that's the case, both are shitty and that's sad. Yeah, I guess, like, I mean, to be fair, and I guess the dad's defense, like, we don't know anything about him, and this could have just been, like, their time to spend with her, you know? Like, they could have shared custody, and he, you know, like, he might be fine. So I guess we can only hope that the dad's not shitty too.
For DV, for domestic violence. Okay? So before I talk to you more about it, I need you to turn around and place your hands behind your back.
So is he not at all?
Not tonight, no.
I'm confused. So he pushed me and I'm under arrest? Why?
I can talk to you more about it.
That's fine, but I'm just curious why. Okay.
Don't touch the pee pants, officer. You don't want none of that smoke.
I'm going to keep my stomach over the shotgun now.
I'm the one who peed my pants. There it is. Yeah, see? I'm the one who peed my pants, and I have to go to jail. Yeah. Yes. Yes, if you pee your pants, you're going to jail, because that makes so much sense.
I'm going to keep my stomach over the shotgun now.
Yeah. You can just give me a second.
So I'm going to keep my so why am I under arrest? So you're going against his word against mine, correct?
It's based on the evidence that I'm seeing at the, like, here tonight.
What's your evidence? Just curious.
Just all the stuff on the ground and you throwing things at him and all that.
Are we allowed to ask him, or is that not allowed? Because
What do you mean by asking?
Because when he sees this, he's not going to agree to it.
While walking to the police car, Taylor offers another interesting defense.
Because objectively speaking, he's a victim.
Sure, but he pushed me too, and I'm a girl.
Right, and then you'll have.
I'm a girl. She did not. Public urination is typically a crime. Yeah, but she just peed her pants though. So she thinks just because she peed her pants, she didn't actually urinate anywhere. Like, she's on her own property too. And like, I don't even, from the sounds of it, she peed her pants in her garage, which, you know, like, that's, I don't think there's anything against that other than like maybe you need to reevaluate your life. I lived in a trailer park for over 2 decades and was labeled that my whole life. I don't act that way at all. Yeah. Right. I mean, like, there's definitely, like, I mean, there's people that act trashy, though, right? But, like, I don't know if you could just say, like, white trash. I mean, this is just totally inappropriate behavior. And then, like, her trying to pull out the like, oh, but like I peed myself and I'm a woman and he pushed me, and it's like, okay, but like, did you start it? Like, are you an instigator? Because, and then like what? So you start hitting him and then are shocked when he pushes you and you're drunk and you stumble over and then that makes you lose your shit.
He's a victim.
Sure, but he
Oh, I'm sorry. That makes you lose your pee.
Right, and then you'll have your time in court to talk about those things.
Taylor pleaded not guilty to
Full-on
charges of
degenerate
domestic
behavior,
violence
yeah.
in the presence of a child, aggravated assault, child abuse, and criminal mischief. Currently, her case is pending. She and Dakota remain a couple and post regularly together on TikTok.
They stayed together. Bro, why?
It's probably safe to say that Taylor won't be posting more details about her run-in with the law anytime soon.
I bet not.
You're
Like
placed
why would you? But at the come on now. That was absolutely terrible behavior from somebody, and she just had the attitude to go with it. Seems like he really wants to help people. I mean, like, in honesty, like a lot of the body cams that we watch, like the officers are usually really nice until they like can't be anymore. So here is we're gonna watch the worst execution methods from around the world. I thought this'll you know be a nice palate cleanser from her.
The craziest execution methods from around the world. When you talk about executions, everybody seems to talk about what their last meal would be, but nobody seems to talk about what their execution method would be. And in this video, I'm going to show you some truly obscure and brutal execution methods from around the world that you would never want to experience. And as always, this video only gets more brutal as the list goes on. Italy. Falling. Italy has a long and rich history, and for that reason, I'm going to give a few examples of how they used this one torture method throughout different parts of its history in different ways. Let's start in pre-Roman Sardinia. Imagine you're just an old person living in your little hut, maybe on the coast of the island that you reside on. You realize that you're getting up there in age and realize
Oh, they just like bring you up there and eat you off because they're you're just getting too old.
that soon the ritual was going to happen. One day, a group of young men come into your house and tell you it's ritual time, and you prepare for what's about to happen, as you've seen it happen to other men your age. You're first given a mysterious neurotoxic drink. You are then carried to a nearby cliff by these young men. But these young men aren't just on this cliffside to watch the sunset with you. They are raising you above their head Lion King style and throwing you off a cliff. That's right. The first execution method we're talking about is falling. Definitely one of the most simple entries on this list, but trust me, the implications are pretty wild. In this first example I gave in pre-Roman Sardinia, people were literally just executing the
That is true. Yeah, that is a good point. That people kind of like, throw around white trash, but I mean, in reality, it's like people just have trashy behavior, and it doesn't matter like where they come from.
elderly. Like, this was a common ritual. During this time, if you were an elderly person who was unable to support themselves, you were ritually killed. And this was just an accepted practice in pre-Roman Sardinia. And as I described, how this would typically go is they would get the old person intoxicated through a neurotoxic plant that was known as the sardonic herb. Regardless, once they get their elderly victim nice and high, they will take them somewhere nice and high. And at that point, they have one of two options.
Yeah, that's kind of sad though. That is kind of sad. Because that's not, like as a kid, like that's kind of hard to deal with. I would think. Throw off a cliff, brutal, right? Just for being old. You can't just go like be old and die in peace. You're gonna get yeeted.
Nice and high, they will take them somewhere nice and high. And at that point, they have one of two options. They are either dropped from a high height, or beaten to death and then dropped from a high height.
Oh my
And that's
god.
just the Sardinian version of an old folks home. There's really not too much more to say about literally falling off a cliff, but it is an interesting execution method, and I wanted to add it specifically for this reason because in Italy, they were just doing it differently. This wasn't the only time that falling was used as an execution method in modern-day Italy. For example, during the Roman Empire, an emperor by the name of Tiberius was known to also use this method, also for an interesting reason. Emperors would execute people for a plethora of reasons, but Tiberius would specifically execute boys that he was no longer enjoying physically, if you get.
Oh, okay. Oh god. That one last roller coaster at 90. Yep. Yeah, like, look, you look like you're using a walking stick. It's time. Your time has come.
My drift. Once Tiberius felt that he had his fun with these boys, he would have them thrown off a cliff while he watched. But he was compassionate because he didn't have these boys thrown onto rock, he had these boys thrown into water. Obviously, being thrown into water could still lead to instant death or death by drowning, but there is a chance that these boys could survive. But don't worry, Tiberius definitely thought of this. So when he had these boys thrown off a cliff into the water, he had men in boats below waiting for these boys to land in the water where they could then break their bones with the oars if needed. So yeah,
oh my
falling
god,
is definitely one of the most prehistoric and simple methods of execution. But in Italy, back in the day, they were using it for some very strange reasons. But let's move on. The United States. The
exchange is like an understatement for that.
upright jerker. I realize this execution method sounds like your nighttime routine, but trust me, it's not nearly as fun. You see, in the 19th and early 20th century, the United States was doing a lot of hangings. And as society began to get more civilized, they thought, maybe these public hangings everybody loves is a
Just thrown off a cliff and beaten to death. Yeah. That's pretty rough. How's it going, Henry?
bit barbaric. We should definitely keep executing people in public, but let's do it differently. And the product of that thought was the upright jerker, which kind of sounds like a nickname you would give someone who sleepwalks and sleepwanks at the same time. Seriously though, where the upright jerker differed from the traditional hanging was as follows. Traditional hanging would take place on a gallows, typically high up with a trapdoor below the condemned person's feet. The executioner would open the trapdoor and the person would fall and the rope would snap their neck or quickly strangle them, with the weight of their body compressing their neck in the noose. During
Yeah, right. Oh, you survived like this nasty water that you just landed in. All right, let me just break your back with this oar. God.
their neck or quickly strangle them with the weight of their body compressing their neck in the noose. During this time, there was a lot of high-profile botched hangings, which is why they decided to try something new, something that they thought would be more effective. The upright jerker differed from
take a guillotine. Yeah, right. At least the guillotine's pretty quick.
which is why they decided to try something new, something that they thought would be more effective. The upright jerker differed from traditional hangings because instead of being dropped from a height onto your neck, you would start on the ground and actually be lifted up by your neck. This would happen with the same style of noose being connected to the victim's neck, although the rope would be connected to a series of pulleys that would be connected to weights. So when the executioner was ready, he would activate the system and the condemned person would be hoisted up into the air, typically instantly breaking their neck, and if not, similar to hanging, would slowly be strangulated to death. The name upright jerker comes from...
So you just have to hope that it breaks your neck once this hits. You have to pray to God that you just get your neck broken.
And if not,
or else
similar
it's gonna
to hanging,
be terrible.
would slowly be strangulated to death. The name upright jerker comes from the victim obviously being upright and being shot into the air, but jerker refers to how the body would typically move after they would be flung into the air, because the pulley system would typically bounce the body up and down, jerking them. Definitely morbid. And an interesting take on hanging I haven't heard of until now. Sri Lanka. Crushing by elephant. I mean, you probably already...
Crushing by elephants? Oh, God. That's considered a hangman's noose. Horrible naming convention. Right, yeah, definitely could have had a better name for it. For sure. For sure.
To get the idea, but I'm gonna give a bit more context because, believe it or not, there is some nuance to this. Unlike the very first example I talked about, this method was used on criminals, so we're at least off to a better start. How this execution method would work is, after the justice system of the time would do its thing, and then the person was then sentenced to death, they would then have them ready for the elephant execution. How this would look is the condemned person would be put on a pedestal, typically a smooth stone surface, and then they would bring in the elephants. But here's the thing, the elephant could go one of many ways. Depending on how trained the elephant was, they would either walk the elephant back and forth over top of the person until the elephant accidentally stepped on the vitals of this person. Or if the elephant was more trained, the elephant would deliberately step on the person's limbs, torso, and even head to quickly execute the individual. Pretty simple, but extremely brutal. But these weren't the only ways that they would use elephants to their advantage. In some cases, they wouldn't even have the elephant step on the person at all, at least not at first. They wouldn't start with the person laying down. They would allow the elephant to grab the person by their trunk and throw them around. And then, once they were thrown to the ground, the elephant would then, do its little moonwalk. This method was used not only in Sri Lanka, but also in India and other parts of Asia for quite a long time, and was even popular up into the late 19th century. Although in modern times, it's no longer used. However, the terrifying stories still remain. And if you plan on becoming a time-traveling...
How did they get an elephant? I mean, they have elephants in India and stuff. Like, what? Because elephants exist over there?
Longer used. However, the terrifying stories still remain. And if you plan on becoming a time-traveling criminal, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing anything in Sri Lanka during the 17th, 18th, or 19th century, unless you want to get up close and personal with Dumbo. China. Execution vans. Okay, so this is the first...
I have heard of these, though, the execution vans. I have heard of these.
Modern method on the list, and surprise surprise is one of the only modern methods, because a lot of the modern methods now are humane as they can be, and most places don't even do executions anymore. But leave it to China to give us an interesting entry for this list. And while most countries around the globe have been decreasing or even entirely eliminating the amount of executions they're doing every year, China is actually raising those numbers and has a plethora of laws that if you break, you can be executed, which is for that reason why they have the execution van, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is literally a van that is kitted out to kill criminals. From the outside, the van appears to be a 24-person bus, with its windows covered and with minimal police markings. But on the inside of this bus, it almost resembles a hospital room, although nobody in this van is going to be healed. Typically, how it would work is once you end up on a Chinese death row, instead of going to a part of the prison where you'd be executed, you would be picked up by the van. And once in the van, you'd be strapped down to an operating style table and then injected with a lethal injection. And at that point, driven likely to the morgue. Truthfully, finding publicly available information on China's mobile execution chambers is a bit tough, although it's definitely...
Yeah, I bet. I mean, fuck, trying to find anything about China, like, that's, like, realistic is hard.
Definitely not a secret. These execution vans have been in use since 2003 and are still in use to this day.
Oh, I totally
Although
agree with that,
this
yeah.
method is only lethal injection, I think the fact that China has systematized it to a point where they've made it a literal mobile execution chamber for maximum efficiency definitely earns it a spot on this list. Just imagine living in China and seeing this thing though. Like, in your everyday life, when you see a hearse go by, you get kind of that a feeling or a thought. But if you see an execution van go by, I can't imagine the literal aura of that thing. Can't
It's like, well, they done found somebody.
be good. Spain, the garrote. All right, buckle up. Things are really taking a dark turn now. The garrote was used in the 1800s and the 1900s and was used not only in Spain, but also in Spanish colonies, like the Philippines. And interestingly, the garrote was seen as a more merciful form of execution compared to the going technique of death by burning, which I'll let you make your own opinion on once I explain the garrote. The garrote consists of a small seat for you to sit on and a wooden plank going up your spine. Once in the seat, you would have a metal loop wrapped around your neck. And directly behind your head on the wooden post that your spine is aligned with would be essentially a big screw. And what this screw would do was actually twofold. Because as the executioner would turn the screw from behind your neck, a sharp piece of metal would slowly be pressing against the back of your neck. And with every turn, your neck would become crushed by the piece of metal literally securing your head to this post. And how this victim would die would vary. But the two most common methods were either one, having the person's brainstem literally...
Yeah, that is true. Like, if you see a hearse convoy or like a funeral convoy, it's like, oof. But then you're like, God, there's so many people.
die would vary, but the two most common methods were either 1, having the person's brainstem literally explode due to the pressure from the spike going through the back of the neck, or if you were lucky, before you even got to that point, you were asphyxiated to death by the pressure on your neck through the metal loop. Regardless, the garrote is absolutely brutal. Just for a quick pop quiz, when do you think they stopped using this brutal device?
You're first gonna have like 3 to 5 max. Yeah, that's kind of like I think how mine is. Mine's gonna have like 2.
The use was officially and finally abolished in 1978. Only
1978 was when they finally got rid of it. Damn. How'd they come up with that? That's a good question. I don't know.
47 years
I don't know
ago.
how they
Chances
thought
are,
of
if you're
that.
watching this video, either your parents or possibly even yourself were alive during the time that this device was still in use. Some history isn't as far back as you think. Let's keep moving. Uzbekistan. Boiling alive. I'm going to preface this by saying that historically, boiling alive was used a lot in both England and China. But because we already talked about China and we're going to be speaking about England, I decided to pin this on Uzbekistan because they have the most recent recorded usage of this method. Now you might be asking yourself, what exactly is the method? And let me tell you. Death by boiling is when somebody boils not just water, but also animal fat, motor oil, cooking oil,
I know
or
this
really
is going
any
on
liquid
in
of their
Andorra in
choice.
1990.
And then
In 1990? Oh, fuck. Also Rome. Bro, Twitch pause the ad if you change tabs. Oh, yeah, it does that now. Yeah, it does. Honestly, I feel like don't ban me, but I feel like sometimes watching things on Kick is nice because they don't have as many ads. Human soup. Boiled alive, that's the way to go. I know, right?
death by
Right, you need to watch ads or else. I always try to have it like the least amount on Twitch. So like I don't run any like mid-roll ads. I don't run any like I don't schedule ad breaks or anything like that. Like basically like when you come in you gotta watch the ad because like I can't do anything about that one. But basically I have everything that I could possibly turn off for ads turned off. Hugs to you, Mel.
boiling is when somebody boils not just water, but also animal fat, motor oil, cooking oil, or really any liquid of their choice, and then they would submerge their victim into this boiling liquid. And the result would be likely one of the most excruciating experiences humanly possible. And for that reason, it's on the list. Historically, Henry VIII made boiling the official execution method for anybody who committed murder via poisoning, as well as anybody who committed high treason. And during the 16th century in Japan, Japanese bandits were boiled alive as well. But in more modern times, specifically from 1991 all the way until 2016, Uzbekistan is alleged to have been boiling suspected terrorists on the regular.
Oh, okay. Like, okay. You know what? If you're boiling terrorists, by all means. Boil them up. Boil them up.
And this is kind of confirmed by
You miss OG Twitch. And by OG, I mean pre-Amazon. I mean, Twitch is definitely, I feel like Twitch is kind of going through it. Be fair. You know, unfortunately, because you know, I feel like years ago, Twitch actually like wasn't all that bad, and I'm kind of sad about it.
a United States Department of State document from 2004, which confirmed that the Uzbekistan government had tortured 2 gang members, and their bodies were extensively bruised, burned, and reportedly submerged in boiling water as well, making that allegation a little bit more real. And since
I would say good. Maybe that's what we should do. You know, we should bring back boiling people. Get creative with the ways to exit the mortal realm, right? YouTube in a second anyway, just open here and Kick to help you in any way. Oh, well thank you, Gus. Thank you. You know, I'm saying, why would you want that? Because I think that there's certain types of people that deserve this. Absolutely. Absolutely.
As we're speaking about boiling people alive in the modern day, there's a documentary that came out in 2010 about sicarios, the Latin American gang. And during this documentary, during an interview with a sicario, the sicario claimed that the Mexican cartel would
Yeah, PDFs and other unforgivable crimes. Yep. I say we boil them. Let's boil them. And capital punishment should come back. Well, we still have capital punishment. Well, I mean, I guess it's up to your state, right? Do you vote? Is that something that you vote on? Maybe, I don't know, because like there's I mean we still have it. You're not right. Yeah, I see what I mean. Like I'm not saying that like if you steal something you should get boiled, but you know, if you're one of if you're one of the bads, right? Like you're disgusting, you should be boiled. Yeah.
boil alive.
Yeah, imagine being like some of the heinous people in here that, you know, they might be on death row, but they're living a cushy life on death row, right? I mean, realistically, like they still get their life and they get 3 meals a day. Oh yeah, we are. I'm back in the green though. Sorry if I buffered. Um, then you know, you should be boiled. And yeah, right. Diddy, you know what? The whole Diddy thing is, I think it's a little complex, honestly. Like the electric chair, I think boiling people's worse than the electric chair. The only way that you can make the electric chair better is if you like didn't have to like soak their head. It was me or Twitch. No, it was me. I apologize. I think we just had a spike because everything seems like it's good now. I think we just had a little spike. My bad. Texas is doing its part on that. I think it's in Utah. I want to say Utah or Idaho. Maybe it's Idaho. I think if you get convicted of the PDFia, I believe it's death by firing squad, which I am 100% for.
Anybody found to be working for the police. And these people were boiled alive in oil until they were no longer alive. So even though in the modern day, no country has boiling alive on their menu of official execution methods, there are definitely places where it's still.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know. This is my personal opinion. I think if you have done something that is warrant you the death penalty, you don't get a humane execution. For like that's kind of how I feel. I feel like if you've done something bad enough to where it has warranted you the death penalty, you should not go in a comfortable way. You should go in the worst way possible. So if we're gonna fucking fry you up in some fucking oil and boil you to death, so be it. I hope it hurts. City thing is a prime example. People are rushing shit and not being patient enough to gather evidence. They ruined a chance of that by doing what they did. I 100% agree. I definitely agree with that because, like we all know, it's not just him too, right? So it's like instead we just it's almost like they thought it was gonna be easy enough to just pin it on him. You know, like we're just gonna pin everything because everything makes sense, and it's like. I would say I would say the one thing that probably helped them the most though was I think it's hard to prove racketeering with one person. So if the other stuff that he might have gotten guilty of, the racketeering was the one that I think they were ultimately like wanting to pin on him. But unfortunately, I like racketeering usually isn't like a one man thing. Let me sit in a private cell with no worries for 20 years and getting killed when I'm old, almost like people. Yeah, right? I think there should be like a little, like, unless it's like a cut and dry thing, you know, like you know 100% like this person did it. I think there should be like a 2-week, there should be a 2-week period. You get 2 weeks and then you're done. You're out of here. Boiled alive. How's it going, 12? You know, I don't know. I feel I kind of think we should bring. I think we should have that here. You know, let's boil them.
Boiling alive on their menu of official execution methods, there are definitely places where it's still being done, which is a terrifying thought. Ancient Rome,
No,
penalty
it's
of
good.
the sack. Ancient Rome's got a lot of history, and interesting execution styles is part of that history. Now, truthfully, penalty of the sack kind of sounds like something you'd pay a dominatrix for, but in reality,
I did. That actually never occurred to me now that he said it. Okay, yeah, yep, yeah. No, it's yeah, yeah. I didn't even hear that word since I was watching a movie based in the 50s. But the crime you just said, I think I can think of some worse ways to execute people in boring, maybe steam 'em, boil them alive in Crisco. Oh, bro, can you imagine? It might smell like bacon though.
it's just the translation of the original Latin word, which I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce because, well, you guys
Yeah,
roast.
steaming would
And
be pretty
similar
bad
to the very
too.
first execution method that we talked about, this method of execution was reserved only for a specific crime. That crime being parricide, or killing a member of your immediate family. So at least it wasn't used on, you know, someone just who was old. It was at least used
I thought it was patricide. Is that not? Is what?
a member of your immediate family. So at least it wasn't used on, you know, someone just who was old. It was at least used on a murderer, but still, the question remains. What is the punishment of the sack? Whose sack is being punished? How do they punish the sack? And don't worry, it's at least 100 times worse than any form of cock and ball torture you could imagine. Okay, jokes aside, penalty of the sack went as follows. Someone would kill their parents, they would get caught, they would get convicted, then they are awaiting execution. Execution day comes, and this is how it plays out. The criminal is first put into either a barrel or a large burlap sack. The person is then told to curl up into a ball, and the bag or barrel that they are in is then either filled with
Patricide is specifically the father. Oh, I thought patricide was like family in general. Fair enough. Fair enough.
curl up into a ball, and the bag or barrel that they are in is then either filled with snakes, monkeys, dogs, or chickens. And at that
What the
point, the
fuck?
barrel or sack filled, and then you are thrown into the water. So not only are you panicking in this small confined space while you are slowly drowning, you're also in there with a wild animal. Which,
Oh my
first of
God.
all, what did the animal do? What did this chicken, snake, dog, what did they
Right? Yeah. Like, why are we punishing the animals in this? This is what the hell? Oh my God.
do? They didn't do anything. That's just friendly fire. Imagine just being a chicken and getting caught in the crossfire because this guy killed his parents. Regardless, in ancient Rome, drowning was simply not enough. That's wild. Medieval Europe. Rat torture. This method was pretty
I have heard of rat torture. I have heard of this one.
widely spread across all of Europe during the medieval era, so I'm just doing the region, not even the country. They were all guilty. Rat torture is definitely one of the most famous and one of the most
I think that capital crime punishment should require all parties involved to be investigated back 10 years. I don't really think so. I honestly think that if you are guilty of something heinous, I don't like I don't know if that really warrants everybody to be investigated back 10 years. I mean, I'm talking about like stuff that's not questionable. As far as like stuff that like some like it's like that I heard about it the other night. It was like a Mexican guy and he got put on death row for something he didn't do, and partially because like people didn't do their jobs. But that wasn't really like a very cut and dry situation either. You know, I mean, I think things like the Aurora shooter, I would boil him 100%. He just shouldn't be here at this point. Something to do with origin of the word, the father, Latin, and its padre. You probably die from the animal quicker than drowning. Oh, I think that's what they want though. But I mean, like that's like what did the animal do?
They were all guilty. Rat torture is definitely one of the most famous and one of the most brutal methods of execution likely ever used.
Just
And for
like
that
Donald
reason,
Duck's
you may already
nephews.
be familiar with this method. So I'll keep it brief. This method was used on any range of criminals, and although the method was considered torture, it essentially had a 99.99% fatality rate.
Yep.
Here's how it would work. You would be walked into the execution chamber, the dungeon, you know, the medieval places where people died, and you would be strapped down. Once strapped down, you would have a rat placed typically on your stomach. And on top of that rat, they would place a small cage firmly on top of your stomach, trapping the rat onto your body. And now you officially have a pet rat. But unfortunately, this isn't the end of the torture method, as once this cage was secured to your body, the executioner would begin to apply typically heat to the rat to make it uncomfortable and force it to try to find a way out of this cage. And of course, it can't get through the metal cage, however, it could possibly burrow down. And that's exactly what would happen. This rat would begin to burrow and eat and scratch and claw through the person's body, typically going directly into their intestines, causing an excruciating and brutal experience that would typically not instantly kill you, but cause a slow, excruciating, painful death in anywhere from a few hours to even a few days in some cases. This death is typically brought on by a loss of blood or disease. And it's really as simple as that. I can't think of many things more brutal than having rats forced to burrow through your body while you're still alive. And yet, there's still one final entry on this list.
But wait, there's
England,
more.
Drawing and quartering. For the
What y'all doing in England over there? God damn, man. You guys just keep popping up on this list.
final entry on this list.
They're gonna get your snacks,
England,
yeah.
Drawing and quartering. For the final entry on this list, I knew there was only one suitable entry, that being drawing and quartering. Primarily because it's not even a single execution method. It is a combination of 3 used sequentially. And they intentionally keep you alive during the initial, I guess not even executions, just torture methods until they ultimately kill you. Drawing and
Oh yeah, I mean like, but there's I mean we're talking about like too many different circumstances though. You know, like of like, I mean, there's always things that can be done better, right? Or done more morally better, right? Everything like that. But I'm talking about like red-handed, like you are this like bad person. Thank you for the sub. You know, that like there is no question, like there's no way getting around it. Boiled.
3 used sequentially. And they intentionally keep you alive during the initial, I guess not even executions, just torture methods until they ultimately kill you. Drawing and quartering was reserved specifically for traitors. And this method was supremely brutal because they wanted to set a very strong example that if you were a traitor, that the consequences were above all else. And interestingly, this method of execution was actually so brutal that they didn't even do it on women. They only did it on men. This rule was in place because, spoiler alert, the men would be naked during part of this execution, and they figured it would be too indecent to do that to women. So instead, women only got beheaded or burned at the stake, which, as brutal as those are, they seem like child's play compared to drawing and quartering. So let's say you commit treason in medieval England. What exactly happens? First, you are removed from your jail cell and dragged by horse from the prison to the gallows. At that point, you are put on the gallows and hung, but not fully. You are only hung until you are half dead. Once the executioner feels that you are sufficiently hung, you are cut down. Once you are cut down, you are literally disemboweled, with the executioner removing your organs out of your body. And then the executioner will set your organs on fire. At that point, you are then beheaded. And then once you are beheaded, all 4 of your limbs are attached to separate horses, and the horses pull your body apart. And that is the long and short of drawing and quartering. And there was kind of variations on how this kind of happened, but this was the head honcho of all of the techniques used. Initially, I actually planned on putting tearing apart by animals on the list because that alone is an extremely brutal method of execution.
True, yeah.
But once I learned about drawing and quartering, I realized that I had to
sounds like a
save
fun
being
time.
torn apart by any animal for the method that included that, along with 3
How's it go,
other
Daniel?
literal execution methods. It's probably one of the most brutal execution methods of all time, and was extremely popular during medieval times, and was only abolished in the 19th century, which isn't super recent, but not super long ago either. But there you have it. The next time you're hanging out with your friends, ask them, hey, what would your guys' last meal be? And once everybody's discussing what their favorite foods are and what they would eat if they could only...
Someone really hates you. I mean, I would say treason. Treason, I think, deserves pretty harsh punishment in my opinion. Today still is, but from the other end, and every Brit I know say how unsafe you feel in some cities, especially London. Well, yeah. Yeah. The press, they were like, I'm not, yeah, right. The Pike. I mean, I would say like these probably seem. I'm guessing that he probably can have so many on, you know, for his video. I'm sure he probably has like several of these, because I feel like there are a lot of crazy ways to get executed here. You're my coolest friend. Well, thank you, Mel. As Rosenberg couple was convicted of killed by firing squad. I mean, honestly, treason's pretty serious. Treason's a big deal. I know people nowadays don't think it is, and people definitely don't take it seriously, but I think treason is serious. I think treason is very serious. Fuck around and find out, but people have, and nothing came of it. So clearly, you know, being treasonous is not held in the same regard anymore. I'm guessing you don't like dark humor? Wait. What do you mean? I thought it was funny. I wasn't offended by it. I don't think that wasn't that dark of a joke. That's not a very dark one. Rated by most federal, yeah. I haven't watched it yet. We'll probably watch it next week though. It's like a badge of honor for some people. I'm revolutionary guys. Yeah, exactly. We'll be protecting the country laws and that freedom. Yep. Actually making our argument for another Battle of Athens, Tennessee moment. Just when you consider my race. I mean, honestly, like either way, it's not really that dark. Yeah, I have it saved. That I think we're gonna watch it next week. So, but let me go take a break. I need a drink. Let me get up and stretch my legs for a minute. So, is it too loud? All right, I will be back. Hopefully, we stop buffering.
Is it real? I don't wanna overthink. Is it all for show? I don't know. Feeling like I'm on the brink of something beautiful, or maybe terrible. I know I shouldn't ask you to be open with me when I have my secrets that I tend to keep safely under lock and key. I'm hypocritical, but at least I know we could be beautiful, or maybe terrible. Only one way to know. Only one way to know. Is this a yes or a no? Which way will it go? Only one way to know. Only one way to know. Tell me how you feel. Is it real? I don't wanna overthink. Is it all for show? I don't know. Feeling like I'm on the brink of something beautiful, or maybe terrible. I know I shouldn't ask you to be open with me when I have my secrets that I tend to keep safely under lock and key. I'm hypocritical, but at least I know we could be beautiful, or maybe terrible. Only one way to know. Only one way to know. Is this a yes or a no? Which way will it go? Only one way to know. Only one way to know. Only one way to know.
I see the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost forever. I watch my generation. It's so evident this world will soon be gone. Will soon be gone. Can we leave for
Alright, I'm back. Thank you, thank you. Alright, this one I came across. I saw it like a little while back and I wanted to watch it. It's when you try lying to police, but there's video evidence. This is from Atozy. He finds some crazy people. Thank you, thank you.
This plane just had to emergency land after some dude peed in the aisle because he couldn't use the bathroom.
Oh no, we're talking about more pee. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Why are we peeing our pants and peeing in places? For the love of oh my god. Right? Keep it inside.
I never thought I would have to say that out loud.
An American Airlines flight from Chicago to Manchester, New Hampshire was forced to make an emergency landing in Buffalo, New York after a passenger got absolutely hammered drinking Jack and Cokes. He allegedly exposed himself and urinated on the plane's aisle.
I guess
he exposed himself and urinated in the aisles. What the actual fuck? What's wrong with people? That was great. I like this guy. I like him.
What's worse than a drunk idiot on land would be a drunk idiot thousands of feet in the air. Imagine you're just mid-flight, minding your own business, maybe watching a movie, enjoying some high-mile snacks, and then you just look up and see a dude just peeing in the aisle. And no, not by accident, just fully standing there in the middle of the plane, pants hugging his ankles like it's a personal...
Oh my god, he had his pants down to his ankles too? Oh my god. Oh my god. He went full send. He went full send. Oh my god. He was drunk. That's how he managed it. True. That's true. Yeah. You know, I guess that liquid confidence just worked in horrendous ways.
Urinal 30,000 feet in the air.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Just got a very good.
Okay. What's going on today?
Nothing really.
No, nothing really?
Getting off.
You're getting off?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Alright, let's do that.
Stand by all those police officers right there for me.
See, I feel like without any context, this first interaction would seem somewhat normal, but then I guess the police officers get a description of the events, and that quickly changes things.
The curtain closed. I was eating. I heard like a trickle of water. So I'm thinking like, you know, something coming down. I hear her say, "Excuse me," like really.
Oh, wow, okay.
She's peeing everywhere.
Yeah, put him in handcuffs.
This poor lady, she's like, and then there's pee everywhere. Oh, this poor stewardess. That's not the day she needed, probably. And these people.
Me, like really.
Oh, wow, okay.
Right, so
everywhere.
gross.
Yeah, put him in handcuffs.
Okay, yeah, put him in handcuffs. Like, you
Yeah.
just imagine the conversation that night at home. Like, how was your day today? Not too bad.
Peeing everywhere.
But okay, here's the breakdown. An American Airlines flight from Chicago to Manchester, New Hampshire. The plan: fly the plane from point A to point B without any interruptions, getting everyone there on time. Except that didn't happen.
Why did the guy take a pic of it? I'm guessing for evidence, though. You know, so like, probably hoping that he was gonna get arrested or something. You know, they could be like, in case he says like, no, I didn't do it. It's like, well, mine is the pee puddle that is on the ground, but here is him actually doing it.
The plane from point A to point B without any interruptions, getting everyone there on time. Except that didn't happen because one man by the name of Neil McCarthy made his bladder control part of that plan and exposed himself to half of the people on that flight.
So you're in Buffalo, New York. What day of the week is it?
Today is...
Okay, to be fair, I definitely have days where like I don't remember what day it is, so I don't know. Now, I'm not, I'm not an alcoholic and I'm not drunk all the time, but I do have, there are days where I'm like, I thought today was Saturday and it's Tuesday or something, Jack and Coke overload, yep.
I got off on
I literally woke up this morning and I'm trying. How about this? Do you know the month? Yeah, we're in July.
This f***ing guy, dude. This guy. Oh, man. But he did eventually get the day with a little bit of help. And by the way, the interview only gets worse.
What happened there on the plane?
He's like, I just had to go to the bathroom. I don't know what else to tell you. I just had to go to the bathroom.
I couldn't.
You never remember days at looking at your phone. I feel like I'm pretty bad. Like for the most part, like I'm usually like decent at like knowing like what day it is. But there's definitely times like I wake up and I'm like, is it Wednesday? Is it Sunday? I have no idea. Sometimes I feel like my weeks just kind of blob together.
Not making commotion, I don't think. Oh.
This is age catching
Did the flight
up.
staff come up to you at all? No.
Because of
No one
all
came up to me. I didn't talk to anybody. Okay. The whole time. Alright. I didn't talk to any flight staff or anything from me to you guys right now. Did they stop serving you alcohol at any point? No. Did they say anything to you? No. Okay. Nothing. Alright. That's why I'm so shocked at what's going on right now. Well, I'm going to show you a picture.
Hello.
Do you recognize anyone in that picture?
Are these butt cheeks yours, sir? Since we pulled our pants down to our ankles, so do these cheeks belong to you?
Yeah. Me. Okay.
Tell you have a flight on that particular day. I'm guessing that like sober him probably knew what day it was, but drunk him probably doesn't.
Sure. Yeah. Me.
He has that pasta on
What are you
Sundays, but
doing?
other than that.
Yeah, I don't. Can you tell me what the picture shows? Pants down. Yeah? Yeah. What are you doing? Flicking the bean.
Flicking the bean. I don't think you have that anatomy, sir. I guess maybe if then you're a ma'am. I don't. Oh God.
Oh, that face says it all. I mean, he just made this like strong stance of I didn't make any commotion whatsoever to being shown photographic evidence of his public display and his own.
In the beginning. Oh, this is on a plane. He peed on the plane. Right, which in that case, sorry, sir. Right? I think I don't.
Only response was, I was just flicking the bean. I don't think that's the correct term for what he was doing. Either way, I wouldn't really consider this to be an acceptable way of explaining yourself to the police. This once again just shows how drunk he still is. According to Neil, like he had no recollection of his mid-air pee party.
Well, according to like I guess eyewitnesses, he just peed, and I don't know if he has a bean to flick either. So there's that.
I guess you just seem to think he went to the bathroom, came back, and that was it. No interaction with the flight staff, no warning, just complete vibes. But according to the police, he had to be restrained. He was acting erratically and exposed himself.
Then do you have a bean? But I don't think like when they I thought like flicking the bean was more like a woman term of like jerking off.
According to the police, he had to be restrained. He was acting erratically and exposed himself to children and other passengers. Yeah, bro, there's no excuse for that. Like, sorry.
It is yeah, like that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, I mean, like you might have, like it's something else that you call bean like for men, but like I would say I've never heard a guy say like, yeah, it's flicking the bean. Like that's usually like a girl term, or like like that's like a woman,
to children and other passengers. Yeah, bro, there's no excuse for that. Like, sorry. Like, no amount of or alcohol can excuse this.
I was trying to just get the last residue off. I have a bladder control problem. I'm gonna tell you honestly. I have that, yeah. So that's my issue, but I wasn't trying to do anything.
There's a lot of jokes that you have that Twitch and YouTube would be upset at. Yeah, I think we could. Yeah, Yes, there's lots of this humor we can definitely do with this guy.
So that's my issue. But I wasn't trying to do anything wrongful with that. I understand the picture, but
The dude claims it was bladder control issues and says that he wanted to avoid dripping, but
Drip, like, I don't, like, does that mean you pull your pants down and just pee though? Like, I don't, like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there are kids on the plane, which is kind of a little unfortunate. But it's applied to women, but it's prostate, and yeah, I mean, I figured that, but like, I can't say that I've ever heard a man say that, like, he was flicking his bean, you know? If you have a bladder problem, why didn't you take precautions? Like, yeah, or like, be like, oh, let me be close to the bathroom.
okay, like, what do you mean avoid dripping? You wetted up the whole freaking aisle. If only he just aimed for the bathroom here. This is completely a skill issue. What a fascinating way to land yourself on a no-fly list. The cops here basically did the funniest thing they could have done at this point, though. They let him call his girlfriend and asked him to put it on.
That's the first I've ever heard me say, yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, I think it's like that's like a term that, like, I would say that I don't think men use.
Speaker, which seems very much for the viewers.
Hi, so my name's Detective Dewey. I'm with the NFTA Police here in Buffalo, New York.
He thought he was R.
There was an
Kelly or
incident on the
something.
aircraft during flight.
Well, I don't think he's trying to pee on people though. You know, he just peed on the floor. It works for me because your thighs are kind of thick. I mean, I think saying that you're a little leaky is different than pulling your pants down and taking a full piss on the floor. You know.
First off, he's had a lot to drink today. He's intoxicated, and during the flight, he pulled down his shorts and urinated in the aisle of the aircraft. So he exposed himself to a bunch of passengers. The plane had to be diverted during flight to Buffalo, New York. Because of this, he's currently at our police station at the Buffalo airport. He is in custody. He's going to be charged with exposure and urination.
Just make an unwanted comparison. Well, I'm taking this at like the context that he was giving us, though. You know what I mean? Like he's saying he was flicking the bean, but he was actually peeing, which is also weird. But you shouldn't drink a lot of alcohol. Maybe you should wear adult diapers. I don't even think he has a leaking problem. I think he has a I drink too much and pee wherever I want problem. Buffalo cops humor makes sense. These are angry cops people.
Flight to Buffalo, New York. Because of this, he's currently at our police station at the Buffalo airport. He is in custody. He's going to be charged with exposure and urination on an aircraft.
I'm his girlfriend, so I've lived with him for a couple years, and he's done, like, he's woken up half asleep, like, he's had some, like, not necessarily, like, kind of like sleepwalking type things, and he has, like, gotten half awake, gone to the bathroom, like that before.
Okay.
So I just want to let you know.
So TLDR,
oh my
he's done this
God.
before. Apparently Neil has a history of slap pee incidents, or bladder issues as he calls it. She tries to defend him, saying that he was super tired and probably sleepwalking, drunk, asleep, and peeing in public. What a combination. Talk about pissing away your life. Neil urinated his way onto a blacklist, getting himself banned for flying on.
Wouldn't you just maybe not drink then if you knew you had this kind of issue? Like, especially if like alcohol is involved, wouldn't you just like not drink for that flight? I mean, that flight doesn't seem like it's that long. Well, vouch for their partner. Yeah, there was no reason to call her. Yeah, that was definitely just that was definitely for entertainment.
Neil urinated his way onto a blacklist, getting himself banned for flying on all American Airlines flights forever. And also, because this happened during a flight, it's not just embarrassing, it's a federal offense. The FBI has jurisdiction over crimes committed in flight,
shit.
and Neil is now facing indecent exposure charges from the Department of Justice. It went from a
my
Jack and
God.
Coke to, sir, you're going to need a federal public defender. Alongside of that, an emergency landing causes so many issues for people trying to fly with that airline because, you know, for one, that plane has other trips to make.
That's a good question. Yeah, I wonder how much he gets charged for that, like for the damages done, because I mean that's ugh. like they're gonna have to like rip all that shit out and like replace it, you know? Like I mean not that I guess they probably can't. It's not like they can't afford it, but like I'm sure he's got to pay some sort of charges, fines or something for it. He's actually kind of lucky because since he was exposing himself and had children seeing he'd be beaten so hard in some places. I'm surprised nobody didn't grab him, honestly. But then the other side of it though is I guess if you did, then you might get pee on you, so that would be a little bit like ugh. Civil suits on parade for him. He's getting fucking federally though. He's getting oh my god. The FBI had air jurisdiction? Yeah, they do. Some actions still need accountability. Yeah. Yeah, like he got like fucked, but I mean like maybe don't take a piss on an airplane on the aisle, you know?
So that delayed that flight massively and everyone else's flight around that.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
have
that's
everyone on the
true.
plane who was just massively inconvenienced because this dude couldn't walk to the bathroom. And then you have the worst part of this is apparently children saw this happening. Honestly, I'm surprised he wasn't decked in the face.
Yeah.
So if you have bladder issues, maybe don't pair it with hard liquor at 30,000 feet. And also, if you ever hear someone saying they're flicking the bean on a flight, go find that air marshal real quick. This man almost made it home. He just couldn't make it to the toilet. And because of that, he didn't make it home that night. But the more I looked into this plane situation, the more stories from this year just kept popping up because...
What? Wait. So he found more stories of people peeing? Oh, what has this world come to?
As it turns out, Neil wasn't the only one turning the skies into his personal horror show. Because just when you think it can't get worse, it absolutely does. Like this woman, who was arrested off of a plane after refusing to move because she claimed that she was going to be the first female president in the United States.
Why are we stepping off?
So this is like crazy people on planes. Oh my god. You should lock him up with Kelly and you can show him how to yeah, I mean like look, like you peed on the floor, man. You gotta pee on people. Oh my god. People gotta stop being unhinged. For real though. Oh my god.
Because they don't want you on this aircraft.
They don't want me on this aircraft.
Yeah.
Why?
Let's just talk
Because
about
I'm
it.
tall? Because I'm white? Because I'm black?
Let's go talk about it.
What? I oh my god. She thinks she's black because she's got like a blacked out sleeve, like somewhat blacked out sleeve tattoo. So she's black. How have these people kept themselves alive like on a daily basis? You're gonna deal with snakes on your flight, right? So the who like yeah, maybe. I'm really terrified of heights. Sakura, according to these people are making it worse. She must be biracial or whatever whatever they say nowadays, right? I don't even know what to say about this one.
Me on this aircraft?
Yeah.
Why?
Let's just talk
Because
about
I'm
it.
tall? Because I'm white? Because I'm black?
Let's go talk about it.
I am human too.
Let's just go talk
Mic
about it.
drop.
Let's just
I need Barack Obama.
Come on.
Tony Robbins.
Hey, I'm being...
I need Barack Obama and Tony Robbins. What the fuck? Right, mic drop. Oh my god. Say that bitch ain't one of us. Oh my god.
Mic drop.
Let's just
I need Barack Obama.
Come on.
Tony Robbins.
Hey.
So that. Oh god. I once had to have a flight attendant help me to to the bathroom in flight due to the fact that I had a sprained ankle and their disturbance the flight didn't help me to the bathroom. Yeah, I mean, like, that's fair, though.
I'm being polite.
Aren't the other
This
people
flight
laughing?
is important.
Let's just get off there.
Everyone on this plane, remember, I will be the first U.S. female president in the United States of the Kazakhstan.
United States of Kazakhstan? Is that what she's... What is this? Oh my god. Oh god. Using that word, I don't think it means what you think it means. Oh my gosh. That's a white person I don't recognize as her. She needs Tom Cruise.
Everyone on this plane, remember, I will be the first U.S. female president in the United States of the Kazakhstan.
So the aircraft was forced to return to the terminal
Oh,
due to
no.
a disruptive passenger, or as she prefers to be called, the first female president of the United States. Where are they finding these people? The footage shows the flight attendants called the airport security team in to ask this woman to deboard the plane. Not much is given into why
The lady on, I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's like made it. Yeah, on here must be the, yeah, right. Like they just do this for like shits and giggles apparently. Like when you give that crackhead $1 outside the 7-Eleven, they're really saving it for a plane ticket. We're not criminals, or what about me? Oh hell no. Oh hell no, no. No, no. She ain't yellow either.
they wanted her to leave, and her name has been bleeped out throughout most of this report.
United States of Kazakhstan, yeah.
Bitch. But it's pretty clear that she's not the calmest passenger.
Hello. Hi. What's your name? My name's Officer Smith. I'm with Nashville Airport Police. They're saying that they want you off of their aircraft.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Cause you're crazy, lady. Cause you're crazy. Okay. Whatever she's on, she should share.
Just said that you were refusing to get off their aircraft after they asked you to get off.
Right, they didn't give me a reason why I needed to get off. They told me that they were going to talk to me outside, as if they didn't want me to, they didn't inform me why they were going to, hold on, I'm going to catch my breath. I'm like, I don't understand why there's so many people like on top of me. Like, this is
Have you had anything to drink today?
Suck my dick, everyone.
I don't know if she drank or not, to be fair. Like, I honestly can't tell if she is somewhat drunk or what.
I don't understand why there's so many people like on top of me.
Okay.
Like, this is
Have you had anything to drink today?
That was Johnny Somali content. I follow quite a bit of the Jolly Somali stuff.
No, I keep asking for water. They didn't give me water. They told me that the plane was delayed. I just want water.
How is all of this over water? Is it really worth
God.
getting put on a no-fly list over a $2 commodity? Well, the police then tell her that the flight company is refusing her service and that she needs to get off the plane, or that they will have to deboard the entire plane. And that's where we get the confrontation on the walkout.
I feel like this is so fucked for everybody. You know, like I get like inconveniencing people like out in public. Like, you know, like yes, it like kind of puts a kink in everybody's day, but on an aircraft, like if you start delaying this, or if you're gonna make everybody have to get off because of you, like that is a huge inconvenience for your day. Especially like if like the flight that you're on may not be the only flight that you have to take that day too, you know? So it's like, so you are literally like holding people up from getting where they need to go and possibly being on time to like where like their next flight has to go out of. So it's like she's just making this like a bad day for everybody. I need to know reasons to not follow the rules and policy of society, right? She sounds so, yeah, like she doesn't really sound like she's slurring her words or anything like that. So I don't know if I would think it's drugs. Or, I mean, alcohol, I guess, like, maybe it could be drug. I don't know. Or she's just crazy. That guy deserves his time just for being super annoying to foreigners. He deserves, it's not just on being annoying to foreigners, though. That's why he probably deserves to be in jail. good old privilege and never being told no. That could be it too. Yeah, like, what do you have to be somewhere important? Like, cause like the other thing to take in consideration of people, which obviously no, like these people don't, but it's like when flying, like not everybody's flight might not be like is like that flight, you know? So like some people have connecting flights. So like maybe they're going somewhere else or they're expected to take another flight, and like you are holding all of this up for everybody.
They will have to deboard the entire plane. And that's where we get the confrontation on the walkout.
Everyone on this plane, remember, I will be the first U.S. female president in the United States of the Kazakhstan.
And yeah, that's awful. But just like all my other videos, when you can't think it gets worse, it does. Because no way did she just walk out of the airport easily.
You're gonna get
Oh, wow.
Get on the fucking ground right now.
The front of her dress got ripped. Or it came open up.
You're gonna get tased. Get on the fucking ground right now.
Taser.
Get the other cup.
I just want water.
Hold that.
Jesus, I just want water. Oh my god. Once they ask you to leave, you legally trust. Yeah, exactly. That's like for any establishment that's like owned, like as soon as you are like not, being respectful, they can ask you to leave and say that you're trespassing. Yeah, maybe you should just gift her meds. I don't know. Yep, we got the banshee screaming.
Door.
They're heading back towards. They're down the ramp now.
I want water.
I want water, and she's just screaming water. Like, oh my goodness. Well, may the power of rice compel you.
Eventually, they actually got her off the plane. And while her name is mentioned as Sarah, her full name and arrest records aren't public, which means that she wasn't actually arrested. She could have just walked off the plane, but instead, she ended in cuffs, screaming, clearly not all the way there. It's kind of like things are just getting crazier and crazier with every day passing. People's behavior is just only getting more unpredictable and outrageous. Because I don't know how, but it's still all downhill from here. Everything that we're about to cover just keeps getting worse, because this woman, she also ruined her life after she stripped and screamed on a crowded public plane.
What is she? Oh my god. What is going on in this world? Like what the actual fuck? See, like this is why I don't like leaving my house. There's too many crazy people out there in the world.
Stop.
Okay, some of these men, depending, like they're making a spank bank. What's wrong? People getting naked for no fun? I know, right? It's like little kids that like run around and take their clothes off, but adults are doing this. This is why you rarely fly. I mean, like, I don't ever have to fly anywhere, luckily, for any reason. I can't think of one anytime soon, and dear God. Subsidize or transfer to your hands, can't cover taxes, so you're paying taxes to the company making millions. Yeah. Well, I mean, these people can be literally anywhere and everywhere, It's like, I mean, like we watch stuff from people stealing from Walmart. We watch, the random person that gets pulled over and like they're acting all crazy. I mean, there's just crazy people everywhere.
I know. I'm trying to like make it to where her are like covered so I don't get in trouble.
Man, whose grandma is that? Whose poor grandma is that has to sit and watch all of this? This woman, who is also unnamed, caused a pretty public scene on a Southwest flight bound for Phoenix. Thankfully, the plane was not in air when she started taking her clothes off, and it returned back to the gate during this episode. And as you can see from the video, the woman was naked, and she almost appears to be dancing here, but a lot of witnesses said that she was also randomly screaming her lungs out and banging on the cockpit door. Here's a
Oh my god. No. What the fuck? No. No. None of this is okay. Like, what are you doing?
video that provides a different view.
Wait.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What possesses somebody to just be like, yes, I'm gonna just strip butt ass naked and start walking up and down this aisle on a plane? On a plane. Oh my god. Yeah, like what is going on? This is worse than the guy peeing.
So apparently the woman before takeoff walked to the front of the plane and started jumping up and down, demanding to be let off. And then when she didn't get let off, she essentially started taking her clothes off, which I mean, could be one way to get what you want if you're in the privacy in your home with your own husband or something like that. Not on an airplane. That doesn't fly there. That's a federal offense. Because again, this is a public airplane. There are kids and old people on board. So on the surface, this is funny, but it's also pretty messed up. One of the witnesses that was interviewed afterwards also said it was very evident that she was having a mental breakdown. And yeah, you can definitely call that that. But if walking naked in front of kids wasn't bad enough, the lady also decided to, I guess, SA a flight attendant and grind it all over her. So, you know, apparently we're really keeping things.
Oh my god. It's just like the story just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse.
Classy here. They also just tried to cover her with a blanket when the plane got to the gate, but she took off. Police were able to get a hold of her, and now she's in the hospital. So considering they're not releasing her identity and that she isn't facing any charges, I'm guessing this is the case of someone who really needs to be in a mental hospital. But then to add to this story, it almost took half an hour before anyone stepped in to actually detain her. So this show apparently happened for nearly 30 minutes before people could finally catch a break. And you know how awkward it is for people to be watching movies on the airplane that have the R-rated intimate scenes? This is that times 1,000. But that's 3 cases of passengers causing plane.
That is so true. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh no. That is true. This is all true.
To emergency land and get stuck on the tarmac back to back. In 2024, there was 2,100 cases of passenger incidents on the planes, which is almost 6 incidents a day. And that number has only grown with 2,000.
This is 6 a day and it's only growing? This is, oh my god. Oh my goodness.
And 76 in 2023 and 1,944 the year before. So clearly we're not headed in a good trajectory right now. Because again, things just keep getting worse. Because this guy, he was left tied up after causing an emergency airplane landing during a drunken crash out on the plane. In this case, the plane was meant to go from Dubai to Moscow, but had to land.
Do you think at some point, like, because of these people, that it's gonna ruin it for everybody? So like they're just gonna stop having alcohol on the plane? Because I feel like I could see that happening of like, because of this, like it's gonna ruin it for everybody. And then like people that just enjoy like a nice drink, like, because I don't think there's anything wrong with like having an alcoholic drink while you're in flight, you know, like obviously if you can handle it. But I could also see them doing away with it, and then when you go to ask for a bottle of water or a drink or anymore, your complimentary like non-alcoholic drink is gonna be gone, and you're gonna have to like pay like $8 for a can of Coke or something.
After the guy had a full drunken crash out on the plane.
The danger of people fuck around.
Последнее говно, блядь, ёб твою мать-то. Давай, 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 последнее говно.
Oh, there he is. I couldn't see. I was like, where is he? There he is. There he is. It's this little face in here. And what they have to endure. Yeah, that is true too. Is he gonna get like hogtied? Hey yo, Varkin. Good to see you. He sounds like a dinosaur. It's like some like Jurassic Park shit. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's the crazy people on a plane.
This is Roman, and he had to be restrained by fellow passengers and crew after going crazy, screaming, kicking, and even attempting to bite people on board. I kid you not, they restrained his legs, tied his arms behind the chair, and even used plastic handcuffs. Do you know how drunk you have to be for strangers to use plastic handcuffs on you? This is way beyond anything that Joshua Block could do. But get this, it gets worse because Roman managed to break free.
But wait, there's more. I feel like it's like this is everything. But wait, there's more.
And he started smashing the window with his fist. So obviously, at this point, the pilot had no choice but to make an emergency landing in Baku on the Caspian Sea. So not only do you have a crazy drunk guy on the flight, you actually have a crazy drunk guy trying to break out of the plane mid-flight. That's just a whole nother level. The Azerbaijan police, though, had to take Roman into custody once.
That is so true. That is a whole nother level of like holy shit. Made me think of that one lady in Jaws yelling about the shark, the one in the beginning of the movie. It's another escape door. We had no choice, right? It's just like, oh my god. He never covers simple cases. It's always like, but wait, yeah, I like his channel a lot. I think he does a good job. And he finds things that like I've never even heard of. Like I haven't heard of any of these.
They landed. Apparently, Roman had been drinking some unknown alcohol that he brought him.
They even sell alcohol on airplanes. I think they've always done it. Oh, sorry, I just kicked my keyboard tray. I honestly don't think that there's like I don't have a problem with it. And I think if you want to enjoy like an alcoholic drink, it kind of helps like relax. Like you can relax, settles your nerves. Some people get a little nervous flying, so if they have like a drink or two, like they're good, and they probably just go to sleep or whatever. I think they've always had alcohol on planes for a long time, for a pretty long time. But if you can't handle it, like, I mean, unfortunately, and some of these people, I don't even know if they were necessarily drunk. Obviously, this guy's drunk, and some of the other ones they were, but like, the female president of the United States of Kazakhstan, I don't know if she was necessarily drunk. So like that one, I don't know, but I don't think that, like, I think unfortunately though, I could see in the future that that's gonna stop being a thing, and then they're gonna like start charging you for just like a non-alcoholic drink, and it's gonna be outrageous. It's gonna be like going to the movies.
Board himself. Surprise, surprise. The rest of the passengers, they were stranded for almost 3 hours after the emergency landing.
Oh,
so
no.
This, again, is an all-around nightmare. You really are just kind of playing Russian roulette with all sorts of things when you go onto a plane. Is some drunken moron going to ruin it and get you stuck on the tarmac for 3 hours? Or is a part gonna fail? One of my friends...
People must be late. But it's, I don't know. I don't know if it's that or if they're just, like, I don't think they're just having one or two. And, like, maybe you have, like, a drink max then. So, unfortunately, like, that's kind of stupid too, but they might make it to where like you only get 2 drinks and then that's it. Like you get 2 drinks and that's it. Lightweight, some people just can't have. Yeah, that is true, and like they should kind of like know better. Like I feel like the first story, the guy just shouldn't have ever drank. and he probably wouldn't have peed in the plane like that, you know? Like, had I'd been like, "Oh, like, if I drink, I might end up peeing somewhere that, like, that's, like, random, so, like, maybe I shouldn't drink."
Recently was stranded.
If I had to wait there, actually, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if somebody ruined my flight and I had to sit somewhere that, like, wasn't my intended destination for 3 hours just so I could get to my destination. Yes, I'd be pretty pissed.
Ended on the tarmac for over 3.5 hours because there was something wrong with the plane wing. But also,
That's true too, yeah. Like, a lot of people will drink before they get on the plane. So, I mean, depending on, like, how much of an issue this ends up becoming, I guess, for the airlines too, like, you might not be able to get a drink, like, in the airport anymore either because, you know, people can't be trusted. But because that seems what, like, that's what happens, right? It just takes a few to ruin everything, and then that's gone.
so better they did that than actually take off and have the flight go down. I'm not saying that was a bad call, but still, it's a massive inconvenience. But
Yeah.
the same week that Roman caused his plane to land, there was another flight that had to land because of a similar incident, because in this case, this flight was meant to be from Turkey to Gatwick, but never made it there because a teenage girl threatened passengers and crew's life and even tried to open the plane's door mid-flight. I'm really
Oh
not trying
my
to make a video like
God.
scaring everyone from flying, but
It's like scarring everybody from, like, that has to fly or, like, maybe wants to fly somewhere. He's traumatizing everybody.
like, I'm actually shocked at how many of these incidents are now documented with picture evidence and video evidence that they actually happened. And all of these stories happened this year, but obviously
It's official. I'll never leave South America unless someone hooked me up with some really good sleeping pills. Right? He's just like he's like, oh man, he's like, I keep finding all these stories I'm gonna share with you guys. But you know, I'm not trying to scare anyone. But he's just traumatizing everyone. It's okay, bro. It's okay.
the passengers, they were rightfully terrified. I mean, I
That
would
is
be
true.
too if a teenage
Yeah.
girl started to try to open the plane door while we're in the sky. I would be freaking out. Everyone in the plane had to go through
That is true. Yes. That is true. Like, that is, like, yes. There's, like, crazy people screaming, and then, like, this incident would be terrifying.
an emergency landing because of the teenage girl who lost it during an argument with a 10-year-old over a cough. This woman
There's more than what he's covered. Oh yeah, I mean, like, he just said there's like 6 a day of, like, crazy people. So I mean, like, this is just the surface.
wanted to open the plane door because a 10-year-old was coughing. Where are the parents? So apparently the teenage girl followed the 10-year-old to the plane bathroom while the younger girl was coughing, and then wouldn't let the younger girl out of the bathroom, yelling stuff like, "Get out of my face," while trapping her in the bathroom. So of course, the younger girl's mom tried to step in, and well, it went downhill from there. The flight had to stop in Italy instead of reaching Gatwick, and the passengers were so freaked out that
At least the living room, right? Like, I don't know. You know, the brain activity's going down.
downhill from there. The flight had to stop in Italy instead of reaching Gatwick, and the passengers were so freaked out that some felt sick, and one even fell into the toilet while all of the threatening and yelling was going on. And to
Oh,
make
God.
things even worse, the 16-year-old girl supposedly threatened to stab the cabin crew when they tried to calm her down and get her back to the seat, which is literally their job. And this just caused further chaos on the plane. She took her shoes off and threw them at the passengers, ran down the aisle at one point, and knocked someone into the cockpit door. I didn't even know you could touch that door without getting tackled. And as of now, not much is actually known about the girl who did all of this right now, probably because of her age, but one passenger, Nadine, and her daughter, Janai, witnessed the whole thing, and Nadine claimed that the teenage girl was making a lot of people cry, including the mother of the little girl who had been coughing. Nadine claims that the whole situation escalated, the teenage girl refused to listen to the crew, and got even more aggressive as the flight went on, attempting to open the plane door. Luckily, she didn't get the door open, but she did manage to break the handle off. So I mean, I can only imagine the fear.
She managed to break the handle off. That is terrifying. Why didn't somebody snatch this girl? Like, oh God. Oh God.
Of everyone on that flight having to witness all of this. But immediately upon landing in Italy, the teenage girl was arrested. But obviously the whole ordeal didn't end there, because keep in mind, now you have all these people who didn't plan to be in Italy who are now suddenly in Italy.
clear that up. But I've been told the transfer has been organised to hotel. What I need you to do from here, once you get into the airport, will be go through arrivals and customs as normal.
Well, clearly, I think there might be some parenting issues here.
Collect your bags as normal.
So Nadine and her daughter were actually left stranded without water after EasyJet made this landing. And Nadine and Janai, they claimed it was a complete nightmare. They felt so upset and even got physically sick in their hotel room, which...
Pizza break, perhaps? Yeah, right. I bet there's a bomb-ass food you could get in Italy, though. I mean, maybe, but I don't think anybody would have like objected if somebody tackled her though.
Claimed it was a complete nightmare. They felt so upset and even got physically sick in their hotel room, which might seem like an exaggeration, but you know, if you imagine this whole trip being planned and you witness something like that before getting dropped off in a completely different country, I understand why people are low-key traumatized from that. But speaking of plane emergency doors, this woman decided to just open the plane emergency door before the plane took off because she was having anxiety.
A woman climbed out onto an airplane wing, and it was all caught on camera. An Alaska Airlines flight that originated in Milwaukee landed at Washington's Seattle-Tacoma International Airport just after 5 p.m. on December 22nd. During the deplaning process, a passenger reportedly got anxious. Witnesses say she opened the jet's emergency door and let herself out onto the wing. She appeared to make a call on her cell phone before one of the flight attendants came to check on her. A crisis intervention team was called in.
I feel like if...
What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god.
If you're anxious on a plane, wouldn't opening the emergency exit and walking out on the wing make everything infinitely worse?
Yes, I think so. Yes. He's right. Yes. I think, yes. Although, I guess I would have anxiety just thinking to have the balls to, like, open that door. So. It's literally forced to take that. Oh, damn, Daniel. That's like. That is a hefty mixture that you had to take. It's like when I'm stressed out and anxious, I keep on doing my thing and not act out. Yeah. I believe it is illegal to open the, yeah, like even if you're on the ground and you open those doors, I'm pretty sure that is a very, very big no-no.
I don't know. Why would you let your anxiety put yourself on a no-fly list? Everyone we're talking about today honestly has to be the worst nightmare to share the same flight with. But she was just out on this wing for 11 minutes before firefighters finally brought her down using a ladder. And what makes the story even more bizarre is apparently it took a little bit of time for people to actually notice her, even though she was sitting on the plane wing. But I mean, hey, at least nobody on that flight were forced to sit next to someone who passed away for 15 hours.
Very tough moment.
What? Says they were forced to sit next to a dead body for hours. Oh my god. Oh my god. I could not have. Oh my god. Oof. Yeah, I think there is like a whole procedure with that, with opening the doors.
Next to someone who passed away for 15 hours.
Very tough moments for multiple families on a flight from Australia after a passenger unexpectedly died on board the flight. The body then seated next to an Australian couple for hours. The couple says it happened during their 15-hour Qatar Airways flight from Melbourne to Doha.
I don't know which one is worse. All of them are just nightmare situations.
He's so right. Yes, all of these are bad. All of these are bad. They're all bad.
But basically, a married couple was flying from Australia to Qatar. Their names were Mitchell and Jennifer Collin, and they'd already been on the flight for 10 hours when a woman came out of the restroom and I guess just collapsed right next to them. And it gets a little bit worse than her just passing away in front of them, because they then had to watch the flight crew struggle to move her, and they ended up just sitting them beside the couple for 4 more hours.
Look, here's what happened.
Oh my god. No, like, why would you do that to those poor people? Oh my gosh. That, like, those poor people.
The husband and wife, Mitchell Ring and Jennifer Collins, said the fellow passenger, a woman, came out of the restroom about 10 hours into the flight and collapsed very close to them in the aisle. They said the flight crew did everything they could to help her, but that she simply couldn't be saved. Ring says the crew then tried to move her up to business class with an onboard wheelchair, but struggled to get her, move her through the aisle. And that's when he said the crew.
Tough shit. Tough shit. You gotta put her, like, don't put him next to somebody. Like, no. When the body smell, well, it wasn't the whole 15 hours because she just said it was 10 hours in. So the body was there for like was in there for like 5 hours. So it might not be too bad. But I would say that, yeah, they didn't need to do that.
Who looked at him, saw seats available in their row of 4 and asked if he could move over, at which point they placed the woman in the seat he had been sitting in and covered her with a blanket.
So obviously...
Oh my God. That's just like why? Yeah, they did not need to do this couple like this. Oh my gosh. It only gets worse the smaller the plane gets. Much done if someone dies mid-flight. Yeah, but like you don't need. But I don't think you should put the body next to other passengers. I'm pretty sure you could probably find a place for it. And by the looks, I mean, like depending on the flight that they were on, this doesn't sound like it's a small plane issue. This sounds like this is a staff issue.
That situation is just depressing, especially compared to the other ones. But can you imagine? This happens, and the flight attendants can't move this person, and they're just like, all right, scoot on over. We'll just place her here.
Right.
Enjoy the rest of your flight, guys.
No, you can't, like, oh my God, that is so terrible. Quarters for staff and utility room they could have used. Yeah, I mean, literally anything would have been better than putting them next to other passengers. I would say literally anything else. Literally anything else would have been better.
It's like, you see, that's an excuse to get really drunk on a flight. And I feel for the guy, because the guy who had to sit next to this woman seems like a pretty decent dude.
They did everything they could, but unfortunately the lady couldn't be saved, which was pretty heartbreaking to watch. Then they went to try and move her, and they just looked at me and saw seats were available beside me. We were in a row.
7 p.m. not for a dead person. I mean, like, okay, like, I think with the dead person, though, unfortunately, because they died on the plane midair, I mean, it's not... I mean, what, they're 5 hours away at this point. It's like an unfortunate event, but it's not like they're gonna cause any other threat. Normal policy, there are many options in most airline policies in an attempt to move them to larger seats if able, but if you are in first class and someone econ dies, chances are you're now next to a cadaver. That seems like absolutely horrible practice, though. Like, that doesn't seem like that should be okay to do to other passengers.
To try and move her, and they just looked at me and saw seats were available beside me. We were in a row of 4 by ourselves, and they just said to me, "Can you move over, please?"
Now, Ring's wife did move to another seat at the invitation of another passenger, but he says the crew didn't offer to move he and his wife, and that he stayed put for 4 hours. He said the flight crew then told them to remain seated once they landed as medical staff boarded and handled the woman's body, as well as police, right in front of him. Now, the protocol in that instance is actually to disembark other passengers first before paramedics and police board to take care of the body, preserving the dignity of the deceased as well as the sensitivities of those on board.
I mean, this just sounds like a massive mess up from the crew, and it's a good point that he actually gives this past woman some dignity to actually let everyone else off the board.
Yeah, that seems fair to let everybody else off and then deal with it. Oh, God.
Before they have.
And if you had other open seats, like, why wouldn't you just let that man sit somewhere else and then, like, clear up that seat? Like, even if there was a first class seat that was open, just let him fucking sit there. I don't think you need to, like, subject him to sitting next to a dead body.
To move her, but now the entire plane is having to watch her get escorted off the plane in a pretty horrifying way. It's pretty safe to say that he's one of the more unlucky people when it comes to
Other than the movement. Yeah, but like they didn't even do that for him though. They did absolutely nothing for this man. And then they made everybody wait for the body to get taken off first when she just said the protocol was to like get everybody off first and then deal with it. So like I would say that like they didn't do jack shit for this guy. If there was an open seat probably literally anywhere else, they should have just been like, here, come sit here. You don't have to sit next to them. Like that seems like kind of shitty. How's it going, young? They could have laid covers over her so the other tens didn't need to be. Yeah, or like, yeah, plenty of sheets. Like, I feel like there's lots of things that could have went better.
To being on a plane if you exclude all those planes that went down. But on the bright side of the situation, the airline actually reached out to people, and according to the couple, the airline was extremely supportive and helpful. So while the crew caused some pretty big trauma and disrespected the body, at least
they're known for violating their own policies. It said it was an Australian airline though that was going there. Is that still them? If they say it's an Australian airline?
the airlines was nice, I guess. From what I can tell, the official statement of the Qatar Airlines is, our thoughts are with the family members of the passing who sadly passed away on board in a recent Qatar Airways flight from Melbourne, Australia. I think they're missing...
Well, yeah, like she is covered in that blurred video, but I don't think that that's necessarily enough for that poor man.
The prayers part of that text, because isn't it normally like our thoughts and prayers? Isn't that like the default? But the airlines also said a crew member was sitting at all times with the passenger for the duration of the flight until landing. So at least in defense of the crew, it was some poor guy's job who also had to sit with the person who passed away during the whole flight. So apparently the couple's last stop was meant to be in Italy, so hopefully they managed an okay trip after that. But obviously that's not a great way to kick off your little vacation. But while looking into the story, there was also one part of it that caught me more off guard than anything else.
Just a difficult situation for so many here. When somebody dies in the middle of a flight, the crew kind of figuring out what to do. The couple says there were other seats on the plane. What happened here?
In cases like this is to move the deceased person to a seat with few passengers or to a place with no passengers, if at all possible. But
so she said in cases like this. So I guess there's a protocol here. So even if this doesn't happen often, it apparently does happen. So new fear unlocked. So clearly, if you guys have a flight coming up, stay safe out there, guys. The passengers are apparently scarier than the planes themselves. I decided to cover all of these stories that I was actually going to cover individually, but I just threw them all together into one video. So if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it. But I do recommend you to watch this video because this is some crazy video on how essentially a guy got arrested for breaking into people's homes for his own TikTok content. So I definitely recommend checking that out. And if you're new here, feel free.
This looks like another idiot. But the airlines, they're both owned by Australia, so they just don't have good protocols that they follow. I don't really know anything about a whole lot of airlines. Definitely a stat. I mean, like, I get unfortunate things happen, and this probably doesn't happen very often, but I think you could probably definitely deal with it in a better way. I would assume. All right. We're gonna watch I stayed in the world's oldest underwater hotel. Back with our boy.
I'm about 25 feet underwater and I'm gonna stay in an underwater hotel. This
just the prank pull that in the South. It's just the prank pull that anywhere, like in a lot of other states too. Like, you know, if you have a stand your ground state, castle doctrine state, yep, try it there.
Is crazy.
Without a doubt, the most important step in undersea living occurred in 1986. Jules Undersea Lodge, the first and only commercially operated undersea home of the future. Gone are the uncomfortable habitats designed for work. Jules Lodge provides luxury inner-space accommodations.
I love this ad though. This ad's pretty awesome.
For work. Jules Lodge provides luxury inner-space accommodations.
It's got to be the craziest thing that I've ever done. 27 feet down below us in that lagoon is the hotel where I'm going to be staying tonight. It does come fully equipped. I've got a little bit of gear to take down with me, obviously the camera
Fucking 80s working out. You know what? The 80s was pretty cool time. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, but a lot of 80s stuff is pretty cool.
Gear, I've got a laptop, because you're probably thinking, how on earth
Kind of
do you
want to
get all your stuff
go
down
yourself.
There? Well,
That
I've
would
got
be
some clothes that
cool.
are going to be flat packed, and all
Hello,
my equipment
Dem.
is going to go in a waterproof container. At least I hope so. So I've got to get my diving gear on.
Give me Titan submarine vibe. Don't say that. No. How's it going, Dem?
And get down there. Slightly nervous. Come on. So when I resurface tomorrow, I will be a fully fledged aquanaut. An aquanaut is someone who has spent at least 24 hours in an underwater structure at the same pressure as the surrounding water, such as Jules Undersea Lodge. So before it was a hotel,
Just got
obviously,
off some
it was
Diablo.
an
Nice. How'd it
oceanic
go?
laboratory underwater. And also, a guy broke the world record for staying down there. I think he stayed down there for like 100 days or something like that,
shit.
which is incredible. So just quickly, while I'm under there will be someone consistently monitoring the undersea hotel, and that is going to be Ricky, who's going to be in the command module, or the command van, which is there.
Well, I think this place was actually built by engineers and not just, you know, thinking that you like pretending to be one.
And Ricky is literally just over there, and he's going to be helping
Always
me
slow.
get down
Yeah,
there
that's
today.
true.
The hotel is like just where those bubbles are coming up. So behind me is Ricky.
He could have just been trying to
He's
break
also
a
going to
record.
sort me out with some food when I'm down there, and apparently the food, when you're underneath that much depth, is supposed to taste even better than it does up at the surface. It's a bit like airplane food, where your taste buds change as you go down. So we're going to get suited up. We're going to head in the water. Apparently the water's so warm I don't need to wear a wetsuit, which is nice because I'm not a big fan of wetsuits anyway. But all the stuff that's got to go down there, Ricky not only has to... Are you all going to do it in one go?
Usually, yes.
Wow, so he's going to take everything with me. I've got my laptop, some clothes, some
lagging
toiletries,
with you.
and
Oh,
also look out
no.
for me, because I've done
We're watching
diving before.
Underwater
I'm a little bit
Hotel.
familiar with it. We've gone through what we do in a situation, or health and safety and all that kind of stuff. We've done all of that. So the only thing we need to do now is get suited up. Fully waterproof, right? I've got my laptop in there.
Oh, it's doubly waterproof as far as I got in a dry bag.
Oh, okay, cool. So everything's in there, all good to go.
Yep.
Got some milk, some sodas.
It's Tuesday.
Wow, look at that. You can really get a lot in there.
Yes.
Have you had any strange demands?
Can I bring my vape?
Really?
You're gonna bring your vape to a scuba tank. A scuba tank.
Not a good idea.
No. I guess that's not the craziest question, but it's just baffles me that that's what people were thinking about when they were getting ready to go under.
So ready to go down. Not my best look, I know. Ricky, you can assure me there's no like crocodiles or anything.
Oh well, we do have crocodiles here in South Florida.
Have you seen any crocs in here or anything?
Not in this particular spot, but in this area, yes.
Yeah. Can I just say Ricky looks great as a diver. However, I've decided not to wear a t-shirt. I look like an idiot. You've got to go.
No, he looks like he's just he's ready. He's just ready to get down there, get go. This is kind of wild, though. They're going fishing. He's going down to his pod that he's gonna stay in.
On, you're Mr. Cool, and I look like Mr. Muscle.
Okay. I love his sense of humor, though. I feel like it's like a dry sense of humor, but it's still like hysterical to me.
Ready to go. Now, it's pretty murky down there. I'm going to be taking the GoPro with me. But there's a line going all the way down to the habitat, which will actually help us to get down there and guide us, because obviously I guess the water can be quite murky, but it's quite clear-ish today. So let's go. Are you ready, Ricky?
Yes, sir. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, he said there's like alligators or crocodiles in there, but I mean, seems like if it's like a non-issue, maybe, or it's not as bad, like in this area.
as I headed down deeper, I did find myself getting a little bit too close to the wall and was scratching myself and kicked up a lot of the debris. And then my GoPro started going wrong. This looks like a cool effect, but it wasn't done on purpose. I did start to panic a little bit though as we got very deep and underneath the lodge itself.
There might be some catfish.
Wow, that was crazy. Just excuse my swimming shorts. So this is the entrance to the hotel. As you saw, I came up and you go out. It's kind of scary knowing that, you know, in the middle of the night, if I had an emergency, that is the only way out. Kind of scary. And it's also where I'll get a special delivery later on. So you'll have to excuse my appearance. I was told to pack.
You can get like a little swamp mermaid delivery.
Light down here because it is quite warm, but also because the very small amount of packaging that I can bring down here. Bit noisy in here. This is the Moon Bay. Apparently it gets that name because when this was out in the ocean, the moonlight used to reflect off the seabed and then obviously bounce up in here, and that's how the phrase Moon Bay came into, well, something like that anyway. And back there we've got 4 doors. The bedroom, the kitchen and living room area, and then those 2 doors.
No, he might just be getting maybe some treats.
So welcome to the kitchen stroke dining room. Let me show you around. So let me just close this up. Obviously there's air conditioning, so I want to keep it nice and cool. It's crazy, when I first got in here, the sun was overhead. Obviously it's moved over now, so there's less light coming down here. So it's starting to get dark already. There's fish that go past here every so often. And it is so typical that as soon as I go to record a blooming fish, it swims out the way and I can't see it. But how cool is this? Like a nice little seating area. You can just sit here and look out. Very Jules Verne. Welcome to the kitchen stroke living room. Actually, this is pretty long, big.
This is actually like, this is pretty nice. I mean, you got everything you need. You got a phone, you got a TV, you got a fridge, like a kitchenette. This actually looks pretty good. This looks pretty cool.
And spacious. Kitchen up here. A couple of very interesting tabletops, his and hers. A very nice long sofa and a view out of the window. Now apparently, being down at this depth, I've been told that you can often get the munchies, and they have given me so much food, it's ridiculous. But let me show you around. First of all, we've got a TV with YouTube, all your apps on there as well. You've got Netflix, you've got Amazon Prime, which is pretty good. Some storage space down below. Movies and music, this says. Well, there's no movie or music, but there's bags of crisps.
They got snacks.
And also a few soda cans. Now, what really blows my mind is this. It's a fridge, and it's a fairly new fridge. Knowing the fact this was built, what, in the 70s? How on earth did they get this fridge down here? But they did, and inside we've got a freezer and a fully stocked fridge.
Fully stocked.
Oh, yeah. I paid for this for one night. All of this is complimentary and all for me.
Oh.
You can see there's quite a few cans. There's water. There's even some milk, bits of butter, some mayonnaise there, just in case. So some historic pictures.
This is way cool, and you actually get like complimentary drinks. Like, imagine that. Imagine that. Right? They got it all working pretty good.
Of when this was a research lab. Look, there you go. I love Uno. Can't play it on my own though. Some cards and some crayons. That's where the air conditioning comes out. But look how spacious the kitchen is.
He does have a lot of room.
Talk about a gift basket. Look at the goodies in there. We've got cookies, peanut butter, cheesy toast crackers, more crackers.
They got all the snacks down here.
There's Oreos. There's even some breakfast.
I mean, this is one way to get me down here. Just all these snacks. I'm down. I'm down for it. Dongzilla Lee, thank you for the follow. Pressure on the sides until it finds a tiny hole. Then he's yeah, right.
Cereal in here as well.
It does look really
On top of
cozy.
that, there are even more crisps just there.
Never seen Cheerios in a bag. Oh, really? You've never seen them like that?
All my cutlery just there. I've got a coffee machine, which I'm looking forward to using because
Stuck underwater. Snacks count me in. You know what? There are worse ways to go, but I'm surrounded by snacks.
All your tea and your coffee.
Ask him when last one night.
Loads of these capsules to go in that coffee machine. Dunkin' Donuts coffee, medium roast. Ooh, original blend, French vanilla. That will be nice.
He's like fully stocked.
Now for
This is
lunch,
really
they
nice.
gave me this roast beef grab and go sandwich, which apparently from the local deli, which is quite nice. And they also gave me this salad. I think this has been left over from Christmas. And they've
It's
also given me
Oh,
loads of
muffins.
muffins. All the plates are up here. Being in the Florida Keys look, very apt with the plates, with the coconut
I like
trees,
that plate.
very nice.
I do like the plates in here. They are cute.
Couple of mirrors. Branding is on point.
Yep.
Look at that with the cups, the glasses. Someone's had some wine down here. Purified water if I wanted to have a drink as well. 2 sinks, just to show you that the water is running fine. And then we have
a microwave.
a microwave. More dishes. Trash goes in there. And then there's
It's like a first aid. Yeah.
Look, Rick is outside.
This has to be made for multiple people. Well, I mean, it used to be a lab though, so I wonder if a lot of this stuff they just kind of like renovated some of it to make it more like host friendly. Plus, I mean, like if you have all this stuff in here, you probably have to like worry about restocking every so often because it's not like a regular hotel.
He's cleaning the windows. You've missed a bit, Rick. You missed a bit. What is that?
I think he's like 25 feet down, so I don't think he's not too far down. But I mean, like if you cut your finger or something, you know, you just throw a band-aid on it.
Over here, I've got my depth counter, which hopefully won't go any lower than it already is
like around-
because
yeah,
we're
like
at
almost-
the bottom of the lagoon, which is around about 22
Okay, so it's
to
like
25 feet on there. Look at that. Can you imagine being that depth?
160.
I've got a phone to speak to the surface. Rick will be able to talk to me on the video call there if I want to. Temperature, the router, obviously for my TV, so I can watch a movie on there. And look at that. The perfect movie to watch.
That's a perfect
whilst
movie to watch.
Underwater. They've got more. Check
Oh.
it out. They have got
The Abyss.
underwater movies like The Abyss. Hello down there. The Little Mermaid. This
Oh
is
my
brilliant.
gosh. This is great. I love that. That's awesome.
Sphere, that's underwater. Finding Dory. Pirates of the Caribbean, although Sleepless in Seattle isn't. I don't think I want to watch that down here. True Lies. Aye.
That is a good one though.
That was my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Just want to say a massive thank you to today's sponsor, Odoo. Being down here gives me a lot of time, so I want to work on my own website that is easy to manage, easy to edit, and accessible no matter where I am. Odoo is a great platform to manage all of your website needs and your business all in one place. The first application on Odoo is free forever. With Odoo's great website builder, it's easy to set up within 4 steps. Just within moments, I've got a website. So this is my current website, and say I want to change something, it's really simple. Using the building blocks on the side, I could change text.
Hello,
if I
I'm
wanted
Kim.
to, I could animate the text. If I decide to change a photo on my website, it's as simple as this. So here, I want to make a new page, and it's simple as using the building blocks on the right hand side. I just drag something from the building blocks, change photos, change the text, which I can animate how I want, change the color, and move it around to see how I like it. Make sure you go and check out Odoo today by clicking the link in the description so you can get started for free.
So
You'll get
sunburned
unlimited
there.
host.
Yeah, I definitely think he goes some places where I would imagine he probably burned a little bit while he was in Vegas because it's pretty hot. it's pretty hot.
Lifetime support and a free custom domain name for 1 year. Oh, I just saw a fish. Every time I see a fish and go to film it, it just...
I know, right? I feel like he has like the best job. And I love that like he doesn't just do one thing. And I also love that he has such a good personality. And he's just so nice and he's just like all about it, you know, and I don't feel like he gets like too overly critical, like in like a douchey way, you know what I mean? Like he just kind of says it like it is, but he's very respectful. And I kind of like that he just likes kind of just being in the moment. Yeah, he has a really good like feel good channel where I feel like um I feel like I appreciate his channel more than some of the other channels that I've watched of people like staying in hotels because they just kind of give me like a kind of like a snotty vibe, I guess. And so if they stay in a place that's like maybe like not the fanciest, then I feel like they just end up like ripping it apart, and it's kind of like, well, I mean, like some people like can't afford that, you know. So like I don't know why you're dogging on it. Where I feel like he kind of is like, oh well, like you know, like I feel like I got my money's worth, or like it was like this much, and maybe I feel like I kind of like spend a little bit too much, but you know, like or he'll be like maybe don't come on the weekends, and like you might get a better price than what I paid or what you know. But I feel like his overall like personality with these is it's just all around better than some people that I've seen. Pretentious and douchey. Yeah, you know, it's like you kind of see them stick their nose up at stuff. Like, but like we watched one of his videos. I think he went to, I think it was the Excalibur, and he was like, oh, he was like, you know, he's like, this is kind of late, nice. Like my room was pretty cool. He's like, I really enjoyed the breakfast buffet, and you know, I like walking around, and it was like, you know, like he just enjoys himself. You have Cayman there. They were Midwest to deal with the small gators. The biggest ever recorded on length was a Dalmatian. Was of a Dalmatian? Oh, a normal dude sharing his experience a lot. Yeah, that's kind of like how I feel with him. Is that he's just enjoying it. Obviously, like if something's bad, like he might be like, oh God, you know, which is fair too. But I don't think he doesn't ever seem like he gets like overly dramatic about stuff.
Disappears. I'm sure Rick put that there so the fish would come up, but oh no, there he is.
Oh, there's a fish.
He's hiding. Do you know how long I've been waiting to film a fish? Come on, swim past.
See, like this, like he's all excited. He was like, I really wanted to film a fish, and like I just love this guy. I think he's great. Speaking of summer, I never ever thought I could get sunburnt. Always thought that was a white problem until 13 years ago when it got bad. Imagine a very black man, purple and blisters. Oh no. Yes, I believe everybody can get sunburns. Just some are just a little more prone to it than others, you know. Like those gingers, they probably burst into flames. But if you choose close to the Amazon. Oh, okay. It's cute when someone's giddy, right? Like I just love that. I love that he's like so excited, and we get to see a fishy.
Do you know how long I've been waiting to film a fish? Come on, swim past. Come on, swim past. You can do it. You can do it. No, don't. No. What on earth are these about? There's another dolphin over there.
Straight. I thought I were like a cat. I thought he was gonna be like, psst, psst, come on, come on. In French, we burn like it only gives you resistance, not immunity. True.
The toilet, which I'm so not looking forward to using.
How do you use this toilet? I need this other view. I need to open this thing.
The toilet.
I would fall off. I think I would fall off of this. Or I'd be like, give me a stool or something so I can put my feet on it. How often do you ever want one of such shits? Is crazy. Probably more than you think. You sunburn really easily. I don't burn very easily. Tox is white and he doesn't really burn too. I mean, he's pretty tan from working outside, but he doesn't burn too easily. It's calling that the poop deck. Yep, it literally has its own little deck.
Which I'm so not looking forward to using. And it works just by pressing that a couple of times. And then we have the
there's a shower.
If you've never seen my reviews before, I normally tell you how many people you can get in the shower just to judge how big it is. And actually, this is kind of spacious considering where we are. I could fit one.
We always find that funny when he says that, because like some of the bigger, like fancier hotels, he's like, you could probably fit like 4 people in the shower. I don't know why. It's like my favorite part too.
This is kind of spacious considering where we are. I could
The tan line difference is insane. Oh yeah. Like Tox's arms are like way tan.
And you could probably get a third person, maybe just sitting down there. But yes, I have already had a shower because when I surfaced, I just wanted to get the salt water off me. Nice hot shower. There's even shampoo, conditioner.
20-30 minutes without sunscreen. Oh really? Yeah, I don't really burn. I just kind of tan. Thurs gonna flip. No, it's not.
Water off me. Nice hot shower. There's even shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel in a dispenser there. Let's go into the bedroom. By the end of this, I'll be able to get through here a lot more gracefully than I'm doing. So the bedroom area, it's got a little sink, running water. Crazy, running water, underwater, messing with my mind. Again, can't see any fish. So this is the sleeping quarters, and actually comfortably you could probably get around about 6 people down here. You could probably get 2 people in this double bed, and there's a single bed up here, and there's the same over in that room too. But let me show you around. That's obviously to block out the window if there's too much light coming in. That bed's not made up though. This is ready to go.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
This is nice and comfy. Apparently I was told that you get the best sleep of your life down here. Whether that's because of the pressure or the filtered air, I don't know. But
I think the sleeping quarters looks nice. It looks very cozy. I love this. I love this like whole pod thing. You're from the early 1890s. You never wore something. Oh my god. Old as fuck, man. Them Diddy ideas, except he's not gonna do anything illegal or forceful. I mean, it just looks cozy. It looks nice. And then the shower thing, yeah, I don't even, it's just, I guess, like a frame of reference, but it's just funny. The sink that would get trapped down there must be horrendous. A roomy fire. Oh gosh, right? Yeah. Because, yeah, you definitely don't want that. No stinky butts allowed.
yeah, whether that's because of the pressure or the filtered air, I don't know. But I'm looking to see if that's true. So hopefully I'll have a good night's sleep. But you can hear the noise from the moon bay a little bit.
From 80 and 90, no sunscreen. You said you're from the early 1890s. And you said we never wore sunscreen. I mean, I don't. You mean from like, or like around, like there's a lot of people like around the 1990s and 80s. Maybe the 80s. I was like, what? Like, bro's a vampire. You get claustrophobic sleeping in there. Everything else looks fantastic, though. I mean, I feel like this might be a harder frame of reference to see, like, how enclosed the sleeping quarters are. Like, it looks like it's very, like, it looks like it's pretty narrow and kind of small, but it might be bigger or you might have like more room than maybe what we're seeing here too. But it does look a little bit more enclosed. 1890 is some Dracula shit. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh.
But I have got some earplugs, so that shouldn't be a problem. You may notice all of this is thick carpet. The kind of carpet that I've got in my house actually on the floor. It's really nice and thick. Got a fire extinguisher there. Here's the phone if I wanted to speak to the surface, ever have any problems. There's a TV here. There's a couple of towels. There's a little mirror there if you want to do your hair in the morning. Some extra blankets. And actually this door closes off.
Oh, that's kind of nice. I don't think a lot of people wear sunscreen, to be honest, though. I mean, I don't wear sunscreen. Not that, I mean, like when I used to be outside and do like as a kid and stuff, I very rarely like had sunscreen on. Right, surface dwellers.
Wow,
Landlubbers.
there's the pipe for the air conditioning coming out. Imagine putting your head there and laying on that. Whoo! There is another TV here as well, unbelievably. A nice big bed, and again, another lovely view. They all have pretty much amazing views from whatever side you're staying in, even.
Right, yeah. I mean, like as a kid, I didn't have like spray sunscreen, and then, yeah, sunscreen takes forever. And like when you're a kid, like you just want to go. I think the only places I ever like put sunscreen on, as I remember as a kid, is like on my shoulders, because my shoulders would sometimes get like a little bit pink. But it would be, I'd have to be outside for a while for that.
In the kitchen too. There's another sink there as well, a little mirror, and then also access into the moon bay if I want it. Apparently the reason why it looks like it's getting dark, but it's not, I just spoke to the guys up top and they've got a thunderstorm going on.
Oh.
So that's why it's looking darker than it was. There's a thunderstorm going on up there, and down here it's completely and utterly calm. Branding is on point.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like nowadays, I don't really go outside. You know, so I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it's put some. Yeah, like I feel like I feel like there's some people that like don't necessarily burn, but they have like spots that like usually like will sometimes like get pink or burn a little bit, like ears, nose, shoulders are usually like the usual spots in which, you know, like that, I feel like that's easier to take care of than like having to like slather your whole body in it.
It's completely and utterly calm. Branding is on point. Do you know what? It's crazy to think that
I
it's
love
just
the
gonna be
comforter
me
that they have.
and you down here for 17 straight hours. Obviously the YouTube video is not going to be 17 hours long. I'll obviously have to endure that myself and show you the best bits. Gonna make a coffee. Does this work?
On the tops of your feet, yeah. Yeah, those all seem like normal places that people get a little pink. You get red, typical skin feeling, no blisters. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had any. I've never had any like blisters or anything like that.
Work. Which way does this go in?
He's getting himself some coffee.
Good coffee, that. They've got a record book. So every person that stays in Jules Undersea Lodge signs this book. And this dates back to 2014. I think they've got like 6 or 7 of these. They've got literally so many different people writing their experiences in here, from other YouTubers to people from all over the world. We've got people here from Italy, Scotland, obviously all over the United States.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like just because like you don't necessarily burn easily doesn't mean you can't burn. You've gotten bushes from some getting the first year I had big construction. Yeah, the record book is cool. I love that people can like write something. Have a good night, Henry. Thanks for hanging out. Good seeing you. Melted surgery so you can stand it.
It's Florida, Miami, obviously, Chicago, New York, Australia, Austria. Did I just hear a beep? So the broad range of ages of people that have stayed down here is quite crazy, to be honest. Obviously, you've got to dive down here, so you have to be obviously a certain age, but teenagers come in here for parties and stuff like that.
Teenagers coming here for parties? I guess that'd be kind of cool. What days do I stream? I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. That's when you can catch me. If I push my luck too much, the sun will really shed like... Yeah, there's definitely people that are like that too. Yep. There's people that burn if they're like outside for 10 minutes and they wear sunscreen.
People have had their honeymoon down here. I don't know if anyone's got married down here. Maybe they will do soon. I'm not sure. So I'm looking out the window because time is fast approaching 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, I've got a delivery. So when I arrived, they said, what would you like for dinner?
Oh.
Obviously, they gave me limited options for being down here. But in theory, anything takeaway, I could get delivered. So I ordered a pizza, pepperoni, and yeah, I'm gonna have a pizza
He's gonna have
delivered
pizza.
when I'm 25 feet underwater. That's crazy. I did check my app to see if Deliveroo or Just Eat would deliver, but it couldn't find my location. I've now been down here for around about 2 hours, and every so often I still feel like I need to pop my ears, so I haven't fully acclimatized to the pressure yet, because every so often I need to equalize. There's a fish. Oh, you can't see him. So
He
the
gets
dive
excited.
down here
He's like,
was
"There's a fish."
quite scary. I'm not going to lie. I did freak out a little bit. However, it was when Rick said, do you want to have a kind of like a swim around the lagoon a little bit more and check out the outside of it? And I was like, yeah, cool. I
It's
kind
like a
of
kid
got freaked out,
Christmas,
I'm not
yeah.
going to lie. I went pretty much down to the lagoon for, we kicked up quite a lot of sediment. I found it difficult to see. It got kind of dark and I was freaking out, and so
Oh, no.
I kind of had to get Rick's attention and basically just say, get me out of here. And he had to grab me basically and get me back to reception. And he did that quite quickly, but I was freaking out and I thought to myself, oh my God.
Oh no.
Tim, you just need to calm down and just breathe.
That would be a little creepy though, like especially like if this is like something that you're not used to, and like the water is a little murky, so I could see that could kind of freak you out a little bit, you know. But hey, kudos for getting out there and trying it though, you know, like the fact that he still got out there and tried it, you know, and because obviously he was like, you know, he didn't know that was gonna happen, so. But yeah, like at least he got to enjoy some of it.
Oh my God. Tim, you just need to calm down and just breathe.
And the itching,
gently,
oh yeah.
breathe gently. I mean, the thing is, I did all my training. I've done all my training, so.
Right, yes, an attempt is better than none. But I definitely feel like, you know, like you could train all you want and nothing's gonna prepare you for the real thing necessarily, you know. So like maybe him just, you know, saying that like, you know, he couldn't see very well and there's just like a lot of stuff going on, like it could have just been a little too much, which I totally understand. But that's cool that he got some footage out there.
Gently, breathe gently. I mean, the thing is, I did all my training. I've done all my training, so I know how to get like the water out of a mask and to equalize and stuff like that. But I don't think I've ever really had panic attacks, but I definitely was having one out there. And it's freaking me out knowing that in the morning, I've got to do that again. I've definitely got a friend. This little fish, he keeps coming out. So you know when you put an order in for a takeaway and you're patiently waiting for the doorbell to ring? Well, this is a little bit different. I'm waiting for Ricky to appear with the pizza. He's just called to say that he's on his way down. I was at the wrong window. Here he is with the pizza. I can't believe we rehearsed that and I was at the wrong window. I'm sorry.
Take this off, I can see.
What's the craziest thing that people have ordered down here?
So we used to do an ultimate romantic package where I would cook lobster and steak.
Wow.
And then I'd bring it down and I'd fry it off and I'd serve it to you with asparagus or bacon wrapped asparagus.
Yeah, it looks good.
got
Pepperoni
pizza.
And it's still nice and hot.
Yes.
That has got to be a first, getting a pizza delivered underwater. I like pizza anyway, but that did taste pretty good.
Here they just honk. Oh, really? Ours will, I mean, they just leave it at our door. Talk about good delivery, right? Now you're hungry. That pizza looked pretty good.
Right, I think we'll watch a movie in bed and then I'll get some sleep. But luckily, I did think about this and I thought to myself, you know, there might be a lot of noises in an underwater hotel. I bought some earplugs with me, so I might have to use them. Apparently there's bioluminescence in the water that does glow if it gets... Heard a strange beeping noise then, not quite sure why. It's weird, since I've sat on this bed, I've almost felt
Mice are so direct,
like
yeah.
vibration, like it's moving. It's obviously not, and I'm
like, bro's making all of us hungry for pizza.
Try not to get too freaked out because I'm looking, well, outside. I can't see anything because it's pitch black. I'm hearing some different noises that I didn't hear earlier. They're coming from the window. I don't know whether it picks it up on the microphone, but it's similar to if you was in a caravan or an RV and it started lightly spitting. That's the noise that I can hear, and it's coming from the window, but then I heard it up the top. Try not to get too freaked out. If it gets much louder, I might have to ring up top and see if that's normal. I'll say goodnight. Outside is not outside. Outside is deep underwater. Most people that come down here and sleep have some of the best sleeps they've ever had. So I'll let you know how it goes in the morning. I'm just trying not to think where I am. Try not to think where I am. I'm just in a bed in a house, yeah. I'm not 20-something feet deep underwater. Good night. Morning. I didn't have the best sleep of my life, but it was an alright sleep once I kind of got used to.
Oh, that blanket looks like it's soft as shit, though. I like this bed too, like the shells on it. I think it's cute, but that blanket looks like it's so soft.
Sleep of my life, but it was an alright sleep once I kind of got used to the noise of the vessel. I don't know what to call it. Submersible habitat. Did I have any weird dreams that I'm down here and I had to get out? Thankfully, no. Let's get some coffee. I think I've got the hang of this now. Maybe not. It's still dark outside. Okay, who's for coffee? Who's for tea? Do you know what? Because the coffee
in front of your house. Oh, really?
For me, in America is so smooth. I'm gonna have a coffee this morning.
I love that about him too. Like, so he, like, every time he comes to America and does stuff, he says he always drinks coffee because he really loves all the coffee here. Like it doesn't matter the brand, he just loves all the coffee that's here.
Plug it in would help. Especially when I think it's working correctly. It's not, you have to put more water in it. My only complaint is I just wish the coffee would be a little bit hotter. It's kind of lukewarm at best. I can't remember if I said yesterday, but this book has been filled in since 2014. And out of all these pages, I'm going to be the last person that writes in this book.
Oh, yes.
Right at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I feel privileged. I've got to just try and think what to say.
Right, and I think he appreciates that because he says he doesn't really drink tea when he comes here. That because he says like the coffee, I guess around like where he lives. I don't know like where in the UK he lives, but he says like when he goes home, like he drinks tea. But he said he really likes coffee, but the coffee like where he's from like is really bad. so he says he gets excited to drink coffee when he's here.
Howdy. I just put how great my night was and how surprisingly not lonely I was. Bearing in mind now I've been in here for 17 straight hours.
No, our coffee comes from South America. Well, it might come from South America, but that coffee ain't going to where he's going either. So like where he lives. so he gets to enjoy it here.
On my own, it's gone quite quick. I thought it would like be a real drag in here on my own. I mean, they've got Netflix, they've got YouTube, they've got
This yes, but I don't know if he was just. I feel like the clown hotel kind of scared him a little bit with the ghost like being haunted. But I think he felt pretty safe here.
Be a real drag in here on my own. I mean, they've got Netflix, they've got YouTube, they've got Prime. I had my laptop down here, so I did a little bit of work. And because luckily I'm still a little bit jet lagged, to be honest. I kind of went to bed at about 9:30, woke up at 4:30. I mean, still dark outside. Ricky said he's gonna call me at 8 o'clock so I can pack all my things. So I've literally just got to get everything packed, and then which I'm hoping I do correctly because it's got to be waterproof, and then we'll surface back up to the top. Our breakfast options are, there's a couple of boxes of cereal over there.
9 p.m. damn. Yeah, I don't know where I don't know if he flew, if he means he's jet lagged from flying from like where he's from, or maybe he was somewhere else. But yeah, like 9:30 p.m. is like pretty normal. Let's see. First I go to visit the US, they actually say that actually American coffee is terrible, too watered down, even if you go buck wild on the amount of coffee for water. I mean, like, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I guess if they're used to drinking espresso, coffee's probably gonna be watery. You might be a novelty thing. A lot of people see coffee as an American drink, so it might taste better to him since he's here. I don't know. He doesn't really give any other explanation other than that he says he hates the coffee where he's from, but loves coffee here. Like that's literally all it is. Like he doesn't make it that deep.
And then we'll surface back up to the top. Our breakfast options are, there's a couple of boxes of cereal over there. I think they're out of date. And there's some muffins that you gave me yesterday, so I might chow down on one of them. That was my stay in an underwater hotel. What an experience. I was down here for around about 18 hours. Tell me what you thought in the comments. Would you stay here? Please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Remember, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, this is I stay in the ice hotel in Sweden. That one might be cool to see too. That one looks like it'd be cool too. It's closer. Oh, really? That kind of sucks. I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted to do. All right. Oh yeah, right. There's like there's so many like good places that closed or places that didn't deserve to close because of it. Kind of crazy. Kind of sucks though too, you know. Yeah, like a lot of mom and pop stuff. Yep. Kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see. Especially like some of those places that have been like they've been open for like decades, and like that's what destroyed them. Like I kind of hate that, you know. Like that makes me sad. Give you heart and bring you back to life all at once. Alright guys, it's that time. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I gotta like edit my other video for tomorrow too. Like so I think tomorrow's video is gonna be it's gonna be late because I'm gonna edit it when I get up. So and then whenever I get done with it, it'll be posted. So it won't be like around 8 o'clock wherein I usually post videos because I thought I was gonna be home all day. So I was like, oh, like I have the video recorded. I just have to edit it, but I really thought I was gonna be home all day, so I was like, oh, you know, like I'll just edit it when I get home because I'll probably be home early, you know. But that's not how it went. Yeah, I'm gonna go crash probably pretty hard. I took a nap and I still feel tired. Like I was telling Tox, I was like I feel like I'm like mentally exhausted, like just from physically being around people. And I was like, even on days like where I like work out really hard, I was like, I don't even I was like, I feel more exhausted today than I have like on those days. Society is exhausting. Of course, Illusionary. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, 12. Thank you. Thank you for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. Yes, everyone have a good rest of your day, night, whatever it is. Usually shame friends that put sugar in it, not gonna lie, in a playful way, of course. Today, so I slept. So I'm gonna get back and payday 2 grind. Hell yeah, Gus. I am gonna go eat a cookie and get in bed, probably. I'm tired. I just feel like mentally exhausted right now. So I think that's gonna be my plan. I'm gonna eat a cookie and go to bed. But thank you guys for hanging out. I do appreciate you guys being here. I will see you Tuesday. Right, a midnight cookie. Good shit. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Right. Good night and good morning. I will catch you guys Tuesday. Have a good weekend. I will see you then.